What's going on, Gorehounds? Welcome to a very special episode of the Gore Podcast. I'm your not so mean Fluff Master Supreme, Big Johnny D, bringing this shit show in. However, I don't bring this shit show in alone, for with me, as always, are my beloved horror homies. Started off with that Dark Lord of Knowledge, that Chad Daddy, way down yonder on that Chattahoochee, Mr. Chad Chrisman.
What's up, bitches?
Pardon me. Had to get that out of my throat. A little froggy there. That's right. We have that Duke of the Dead, that Dean of the Deceased, Lord Scuba Cabra, host with the ghost, Mr. Steve Vasquez.
Hola, mi amigos.
In a very sexy hat, I may add. And you know him as that killing machine. He is our beloved Meat Mountain, and boy, is it meaty, Mr. Bobby Amone.
Good evening, the show.
Welcome to the shit show. Today is August 14th, 2023. And well, we have a wet episode today. And that would be we're talking fucking Friday part 8. Jason takes a boat ride. Nope, Jason goes to Manhattan. That's right.
Jason takes Vancouver.
That's right. Jason goes and sees the big city for about a whopping 5 minutes, to which we are going to discuss. But first, before we do that, we're going to do what we always do, and that's right. Let's talk about what the fuck we did in the past weekend. So, Scuba Steve, you up to it today, buddy?
Yeah, buddy, let's do this.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, ahora es el momento de tu rebanada de vida.
Yeah.
In English, yo slice of life.
Yeah, buddy. I forgot you were throwing that at us today.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I was just like, what the fuck is he saying? I'm like, I don't speak Spanish.
You are about to, motherfucker. Rich, yeah, you know. Chad Daddy, how the hell you been, buddy?
Not too bad, work. Thankfully, I work 4 10-hour days a week, so Fridays are optional for me. If I want to go and do overtime, I can. So I decided not to because the wife and kids came back from Ocean City on that day.
Nice.
So I got a lot of work done around the house. I fixed a leak that's been under my kitchen sink that's been bothering me for the longest time. It varies from it would vary from a slow leak to a kind of a bad leak. And it turns out what happened was the plumber, when he installed the trap under the sink, and I think I remember him saying this before, that he wasn't sure if he got the right nut on each end. Turns out he didn't. So I fixed that.
You didn't get that nut.
I did not. But no, I did get that fixed. Let's see, what else did I do? Mowed the yard, typical yard work, housework, and then spent some time with the wife and kids. Didn't really do much because I don't have much to do. They just got back from vacation. They just kind of wanted to relax, chill. I watched any movies this weekend?
Yeah, you did. You watched this.
I watched this. I think that's all I watched. Played. Oh, if you remember, I started playing the Ezio trilogy, the Assassin's Creed trilogy.
Nice. Yes.
I finally got through Assassin's Creed 2 and just started Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which is the second part of the trilogy. And the graphics are leaps and bounds better than what was on the very dated PS2, PS3 graphics. So if you guys, if you want to play it, it does get better.
Nice. Yo, man. Do you remember when that PS3 first dropped and we got all those games?
The graphics were amazing. It was mind-blowing at how great they were.
What was it, Heavenly Sword?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I just remember just being blown away with that game, dude, on PS3 drop. It was just fantastic. But anyway, sorry. Chad just took me back to 07, hardcore.
I actually got a PS3 as almost kind of a mistake. Because I went through Rent-A-Center, right?
Okay.
And I went down and I grabbed a Nintendo Wii because I wanted to get a Wii. Yeah. Took it home, started to hook it up, and noticed all the fucking wires had been completely chewed through.
What?
Somebody had used it before, took it back, and their pet must have chewed the wires. So I took it back. I said, I just got this home. Took it out of the box and everything, and the wires are all chewed up. And they're like, well, unfortunately, we don't have any more Wiis, but we can set you up the PlayStation 3 for the same price, and we'll get you a free game rental out of it, too. All right.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
yeah, so that's how I got my PS3.
You know what's awesome is I got the Wii when it first came out, and my roommate got the PS3, and then we already had a 360, so we had like the trifecta, dude. But yeah, that was a hell of a November, man, with the PS3 and fucking the Wii dropping that. No, that was man. I have some stories. Anyways,
But yeah, not much else is new here. I'm tired as fuck because I didn't get much sleep last night. So, Scuba Steve, back to you, brother.
All I did was work all weekend long. We really didn't do anything too spectacular that I can think about. Um, what did we do this weekend? Oh, I went to go watch Ninja Turtles this weekend.
ooh, how was it?
My son and I went. I did not like it.
Really? Ooh,
not-
okay. Give me.
The animation was kind of weird. I was hoping it was a little bit closer to the animation in with
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse. It's like watching a moving painting, and it's just
Oh,
yeah,
so it's more like a motion comic.
yes, and some at some points too they look very claymation like it didn't
stop
work
motion
well for me.
animation?
Yeah, like it just didn't.
Dude, claymation would have been cool.
And the turtles were cool. Don't get me wrong. The seeing the boys as actual teenagers and the way being around teenagers now through my job, they acted the way teenage boys would act. You know what I mean? So I give it to them for that. But they completely fucked Splinter over in this fucking movie.
What? What do you
Completely.
mean?
How did Splinter train the boys to be ninjas?
Well, I guess it depends on what variation you're talking about, but
Let's go
he studied it prior.
Okay.
Long story short, right?
Splinter is just a plain old New York rat. He taught the boys martial arts because he tried to take them surface side when they were super little, and the humans turned on him. So he's been cowering in the sewers, and he taught them how to defend themselves by watching martial arts movies.
Fuck off.
That is how they learned.
off.
That is how they learned ninja moves in this version of Ninja Turtles.
I tried to talk and my mic was muted. I started to say the R word, but you know what? It's probably best that it was muted.
Yeah, so it was
Todd muted Chad on.
yeah, and
No, I muted it when I grabbed my
No, I
daughter's
know.
computer.
Nice pants, by the way. Like,
Thanks.
and
Yeah,
so
very
it was just
colorful.
kind of all
Pajamas.
over the place, man. I understand this is a movie for kids. This is not a movie
fair.
for us. The way they talk is
but
very TikTok.
1989 was for kids.
No, I know, but it's very TikTok.
We were different kids, though. I guess.
Yes, we
That's
were.
what pisses me off is everybody says, "Oh, it's not for you; it's for kids." No, fuck that! It should be for fucking everybody.
It should be for everybody,
Yeah.
and it would have been great if they'd have made it for everybody. I mean, there's so much source material that they could have used, and what I'm disappointed in is majority of the people that were in this movie grew up with the Ninja Turtles. The writer, the director, they're around our
Yep.
age.
We got
So-
one man to blame, bro.
Seth Rogen.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry.
hate to throw him under the bus, but you know what, man?
it was
He
very
is
woke.
literally the name that is tied to this movie,
Yeah.
and for the reason it was done and everything else.
I just can't get
so-
over the really shitty animation.
No,
It's
and
just-
you know
it's
what?
like-
I thought I was going to be able to get over it because I enjoyed Spider-Verse. It's worse than Spider-Verse. Like it just like I was telling the guys before you jump back in, it was like watching a moving painting. Like
That's what it looks like.
It didn't.
It's like a mixture between watercolor and claymation.
And then a lot of the character designs I hated, like Genghis Frog. Genghis Frog was always this big frog humanoid.
Yeah, with a sweet mustache.
Not so in this, he's a little miniature frog. He's just it looks like the original Genghis Frog's head hopping around on two legs.
Now, Genghis was the one with the three other brothers, right? There was
Yeah,
the four frog.
Rasputin. It was
Yeah,
Rasputin.
okay. Yeah, it was
those
the
guys,
four Attila
Yeah.
and Napoleon.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I couldn't
So-
remember either,
They made Bebop and Rocksteady good guys by the end of the
Yeah, I
movie.
heard that.
Yeah, by the end of the movie, everybody except for Superfly was a good guy and living with the turtles in the sewers. And
that is so stupid.
the
What?
worst part for me was at the end of the movie when the turtles go to high school.
Oh God.
They go to a legit fucking high school and are students in the high school.
And they already greenlit a sequel and a TV series for this
So-
garbage shit.
Hold
Yeah, they
on.
did.
Here's my hopes. I'm hoping that Splinter lied to the boys about everything, because at the very, very end in the mid credits, you do see Shredder overlooking New York City. Spoiler alert, but not really, because don't go watch it anyways. It's not that good. You do see a back shot of Shredder standing there looking at the city. One of the scientists from TCRI hires him to hunt down the turtles, essentially. So I'm hoping that what they do is
no, he's
I'm
not in
bounty
the.
hunter.
so I'm hoping that they backtrack it, and the reason that he said yes was because he knows that Splinter's there, and there's the whole tie into the Foot Clan and all that bullshit, and they make it right, because this was fucking utter trash.
Man, I
Complete.
really wanted to see it. Now you just totally like.
Yeah, it was
Like
it was
what I
it was
wanted to-
so bad, and even the whole Baxter Stockman thing. Like Baxter Stockman was cool, but they killed him off in like the first 10 minutes of the movie, and like I said, I don't give a fuck.
I
This
know.
movie
I
sucked.
just fine. That's fine.
But it didn't work, man. They tried to, and I'm not saying keep the turtles in the 90s. I'm not. Like I said, I loved the fact that the turtles were actually teenage boys that talked like the kids you would see on fucking TikTok. They talk like my students talk. I love that. I love that they were actual teenagers. There was just certain things that just did not fly. So that was my weekend. I bitched about the movie the whole time. My son was
I'm just thrown off that like they learned fucking ninja moves from a Jazzercise video, dude. Like what the fuck?
yeah, they watched martial arts movies, and that is how they learned. And Splinter
No,
learned at the
that
same time.
doesn't work
That
because
is
then
the
all of us
dumbest
would
thing
fucking
you've
have
heard.
black belts.
Yeah.
dude.
That is
Like
Yeah.
what
dumbest
the
thing you've ever
fuck?
heard.
Yeah.
How many of us were kids fucking watching movies, dude, doing the same fucking shit?
And
jumping off
Splinter
couches?
was
What?
such a coward in this movie, like legit scaredy cat of everything in this fucking movie. Like he
And
wasn't
voiced
this
by Jackie Chan too.
Yeah,
wasn't he?
exactly.
What
And
the
that's I
fuck?
feel like it was wasted, because they could have made him this wise martial arts master like he's always been, and they didn't. They just made him this cowering father figure
Wow.
that
Bro, you just made Out of the Shadows like so much better, and I was like, on that, like it was okay, and now I feel like I want to watch that just to get this taste out of my mouth.
yeah.
You
You
haven't
didn't even
seen
see
it.
the movie.
I know that's just how
Yeah.
good Scoobs is for describing it.
And I,
How bad
and
it
I don't
sounds.
want to ruin it for you guys, but honestly, save the money until it's streaming and then just watch it there, because it's just not. If you are a Ninja Turtles fan, if you grew up with the Ninja Turtles, it's just not. It's not a good movie, man.
Sad, man.
It is, and I was excited for Bebop and Rocksteady. Like they've always been my favorite villains, and they just made them good guys, and they were stupid. Which I mean, they've always been stupid, but they were just. I don't know, man.
The only
And
time they should ever be good guys is when they both have a common enemy.
Yeah.
And then they have to work together, because those situations have always been fun and shit like that. And it makes more sense. But
well, they ended up turning on Superfly. That's what bonded them all together. But then at that point, they should have just ran off and done their own fucking thing instead of living in the sewers like one big happy fucking Brady Bunch. Because Splinter ends up hooking up with fucking Scumbug.
What?
Yeah. Because it's hard for him to find a date. So he ends up fucking making out with Scumbug. And yeah, it was. So Scumbug's like now their mom. She's the mom figure.
Yeah,
And they made Scumbug a female at that.
A female.
Yeah. And Leatherhead is a fucking female also in this.
wow.
That's my weekend. Bobby,
Man, if
what
I
about
had
you?
some sales, the wind just came out of those bitches, dude. Like,
This week, Scuba ruins everything.
no, you don't ruin anything, dude. Like, I would say, if anything, thanks for the heads up, dude.
I have to say, I'm happy to hear that, because I just had a feeling it was going to be absolute pure shit. And everybody's like, "Oh, it's going to be fucking awesome! It's fucking awesome! The animation is it's mind blowing." Like, no,
I thought it was going to be good because we finally got different mutants on screen that were from the animated series. So I was like, "Oh, cool! We're gonna get these. We're gonna get these other mutants." Ray Fillet was really weird in this way. He just wanted to be a singer. That's all he wanted. He just wanted to be a singer.
I
And
completely forgot this movie was even out.
Man,
I
like,
didn't. I saw ads everywhere.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like, I really wanted to see it, just being a super dude. Like, because the last I mean, the last animated one of just TMNT, I fucking love that.
Yeah,
one.
it was good.
Not
It
a
was,
lot of people liked that one. It was
I liked
weird. It was different, but I
Yeah.
liked that it was different. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they look a little bit more like frogs, but whatever.
And
Like,
at least it was in continuity with the live action movies.
I know that was the coolest
Yeah.
fucking part of it.
Yep.
Especially when you see all the shit at the end.
The
You're
fucking
like, oh,
the
this is
helmet
what
on the shelf, the samurai
the-
helmet and shit.
Yeah,
the time
that
step
and
there.
the
Yeah.
time scepter. That was
Yeah.
the thing I noticed first, and then Splinter's on it. But anyways, Bob, how the fuck have you been, brother?
Oh, I'm good. My weekend was not, bombarded with a bad movie. I can certainly say that. I'm just going to say
Fair.
it straight up.
Fair.
My weekend was bombarded with me turning 30. I am now officially out of my 20s.
Happy birthday,
Welcome to
buddy!
30, buddy.
Thank you.
30,
And
30.
I'm going to say this now. I don't really care what anyone says. I feel better at 30 than I actually did in most of my 20s. So for me, it's not like, oh, it's down here from here. I'm like, I don't know about you. I feel pretty good. I hope it's uphill all the way up.
Keep
That's
them
all I'm
eyes
going to say
out.
for that now.
That was very orange.
But so Friday night, me and my girlfriend went out with a couple friends of ours, just had ourselves a little Italian dinner with some friends in Pennsylvania. And then we went and watched her friend's band play for a little bit. Saturday we went to the beach and then went birthday shopping at Scarecrows in Pennsylvania. And I would show you what I bought, but it's in the other room. It's waiting to go on display. So, but I'll show some stuff next week. I bought myself some good stuff for my birthday. And then it basically was a chill weekend. Then we went to dinner again for my birthday. And then Sunday was we went axe throwing with a couple of my friends.
I
And then
saw that, dude.
Oh, dude, it was so much fun. I mean, I've done it a bunch of times. But we literally had the whole place to ourselves. It was wonderful. Played like 5 or 6 games total for an hour.
I've seen hatchet throwing. I've never seen full fucking axe throwing.
No. That was to take pictures. No, we were not throwing full-fledged axes.
I was gonna say, I was like, I feel like that's a workout, dude. Like you
Would
get
have been
like
great to see.
right, like you get 5
I
of
mean,
those.
I would
don't know,
do it if I was allowed. I would do.
If you were allowed, yeah. Like everybody needs to stand behind the glass.
I'm
Just
just
stay the fuck over
picturing
there.
Bobby with a big fucking battle axe chucking it at a target.
Fucking A.
But it was such a good time. And then I literally had a pizza party at my house. I just had my
Pizza
friends come over. Just
party.
had a whole shit ton of pizza. We played some card games. Had a nice ice cream cake that my girlfriend got for me. And that was it. It was a lot going on this weekend, but it was also a chill weekend.
Yeah, buddy. Tim met the leprechaun over the weekend.
The
I'm the
leprechaun.
I'm the leprechaun.
Yeah, he was at Steel
Cut it
City.
out, guy. Stop it, you're scaring me.
If he ever comes to Mania, I will meet him. Oh my God, stop. Stop, you're scaring me.
Who, Garth?
I'm the
Gar.
leprechaun.
Bro, if Mike Myers and Dana Carvey ever did a con meetup, dude, like I
Oh.
would fly to wherever that would probably be.
Yes.
They
I
don't get
would
along
too.
anymore, though, so that's kind of an issue.
Oh, no? I bet it's
That's-
politics.
I think part of it.
Yeah, I
there's
could
a
be
big-
way wrong.
I know there's a whole story. From what I heard, they do kind of get along now, but
Maybe Dana Carvey felt fucked over because they had to have been feuding before Austin Powers.
I think-
He
I think a
never
part-
brought him in there.
I think a part of it is Dana Carvey wanted to be the bigger star. I think
I can
that's
see that. I can see that. He started before and shit. So yeah, sorry, man. Master in Disguise just didn't do it.
Never watched it. I thought it's terrible.
It was pretty
I
bad.
never saw it either.
Yep.
But then again, you have the Love Guru from Mike Myers.
Yeah.
As terrible as that is,
I've never
I
watched
will
it.
say I chuckled.
refused to watch it.
It is the lowest brow of humor. Not me. I would say just a nut hair above Stan Helsing because it's obviously
Ew,
still
ooh.
it's not parody.
That's not good company to keep.
No,
Yeah,
I know.
that's-
That's why I'm being honest.
It's not a-
But it's closer to like Austin Powers 3, where you're just kind of like, I'm done with this. You know what I mean? Like you just
Fair
kind of
enough.
like this feels dated and just doesn't work with the times.
I really
Like,
wish
Ju-
we could get another Austin Powers, but that'll never happen.
Justin Timberlake in it was fucking hilarious. Like that's the reason, honestly, to watch
Dude,
it.
JT is legit a funny guy. I've seen him on SNL.
He is, yes.
And that I think he was like a hockey player, and he was called Jacques Lecoq something, and he had like this huge like fucking 8-foot dick. So every time there was just scenes of him, like it would just like you'd hear it like hitting the fucking floor, and everybody would be like, just,
Oh
yeah.
God! Now I can think it was basketball.
That too, pretty much that scene, but just used a few times over.
Oh, I fucking love that part.
Anyways, but so it sounds like you had a good weekend, Bob. No
I had a
shitty movies,
I had a
fucking
wonderful
money.
weekend, chilled out, and just fucking had a good time. And then we sat down to watch this. I'll say it, not so lovely Friday the 13th, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
I'm gonna disagree with you though.
I'm going to point out every flaw right when we get into it. But first, John, your weekend.
Damn, I wish I had some popcorn. I'd sit back and watch this. So let's see, what the fuck did I do this week? Oh, so we took the kiddo to Sky Zone, which is a trampoline park. If nobody knows, or if you don't know, it's pretty cool. I was a little bit fluffy for trying to do the stuff like I could have, but there was a lot of kids, and I'm just like, man, I don't need to fucking like. I can't control myself if I'm mid-air. You know what I mean? Like if I'm on rollerblades or something, like still have some control, but aerial me, there's just nothing I can fucking do. Right? I don't need to take out some kid.
I'm just
like, go
I'm
ahead.
just picturing just flailing out of control in midair.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like if you think about it, like, dude, just with like how fucking big I am, I'd probably sink that bitch down, get some good spring, and be like, "Twing."
But I want to see that now.
Well, like, yeah, so like they have like a couple areas that are like, you know, the walls are all trampoline and just everything's trampolines. You can just run around. And there's another smaller section like that where you can do dodgeball. And then there's like a foam dump kit and then some like little obstacle course shit. So anyway, she had some fun until she ended up getting hurt. But, you know, that's kind of what you knew it's going to happen. There's always a 50-50 with something fucking like that. And then fucking went out, got some dinner. And just relax, dude. The wife and I actually picked up right after we came back from Mania, Remnant 2, which if you homies have ever played the first one, which came out a few years ago, fantastic game. It's a three-player third-person shooter RPG. So like Destiny, but it's way more like concrete story-based. And so the standard edition was like $50, and her and I do the game share, so it's one game for two of us. So it's like, okay, cool. And what's up, Gene? How
Gene
you doing?
I was waiting for you to stop so I could say Gene was in the house.
No, absolutely. I saw that. I was coming. But no, it was so her and I were playing that, and then Sunday, honestly, Sunday was just a relaxed day. Played some Sea of Thieves with the whole family, and then fucking MK, and then I watched this fucking movie, man, to which I'm ready to talk about now because
Yeah, let's get into this.
Going on too long. So that would be part 8, Friday the 13th. Jason Takes Manhattan, which came out July 28th, 1989. This wasn't anybody's pick, but who haven't we heard from in a while?
I don't think Scoobs has done one for a while.
Scoobs or Bob? One of you two. I don't give a shit.
I'll do this one. I don't really do it, so I'll do it.
Go ahead, Bob. I like how Scoobs looked at Bob even. Like it was like kind of...
It's like, your turn. I'll take it. After an electrifying return from the bottom of his Crystal Lake grave, indestructible psycho slasher Jason Voorhees ships out to visit the Big Apple, Vancouver, and paints the town red. That's bullshit.
Allie.
Yeah. High school senior Rennie Wickman is in for the ride of her life. Well, not really. And possibly her death. That's bullshit. Sorry. All right, I'm done. When she and her classmates take a graduation cruise bound for New York City, little do they know that crazed serial killer Jason is a stowaway who quickly transforms the teen-filled love boat celebration into the ultimate voyage of the damned.
The Catholic love boat.
Oh, I was just thinking about that too. Oh my God. Only a few survivors reach New York, where the bloody rampage spills into the gritty streets and subways of Manhattan. Bullshit. In a deadly game of hide and seek, leading to a toxic confrontation with Jason for the one last final time. Yeah, okay. Directed by Rob Hedden, whatever. The Colony, Any Place But Home. Written by Rob Hedden. Knight Rider 2000 and Clock Stoppers. I was about to read that.
You were about to say Cockstoppers.
Fuck
I was
yeah,
about to say
Clock-
Cockstoppers.
Yo, man, Clock
I should have
Stoppers
been
was an
touched.
awesome movie, dude. I
I should have
always
been
wanted that
touched.
watch.
I've never seen it, so
It was a Nickelodeon movie, dude. It was like one of their first ones. I think it was like came out right after or before like Harriet the Spy.
ooh, all right. I'm gonna have to go check that. I like a
Yeah,
good
sorry,
Nickelodeon
weird
movie.
bank of Nickelodeon knowledge.
It's okay. Produced by Randy Shoveldave. Close enough. Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation, The Tooth Fairy, starring Scuba.
Oh yeah, no, I wish I was in this movie. Starring Kane Hodder, Chillerama, Robin Hood, Ghosts of Sherwood as Jason Voorhees, Jensen Daggett, Project Alf, Major League, Back to the Minors as Rennie, Scott Reeves, Days of Our Lives, Nashville as Sean Robertson, Barbara Bingham, Death Mask, Beyond Darkness as Colleen Van Dusen, Peter Mark Richmond, Defenders of the Earth, and The Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell
Yeah.
of Fear, as Charles what the fuck? McCulloch. V.C. Dupree, American Drive-In Martial Law as Julius Gaw. Martin Cummins, Poltergeist, The Legacy, Riverdale as Wayne Weber. Gordon Curry, The Terror Within 2, Puppet Master 4 and 5 as Miles Wolf. Kelly Hu, The Scorpion King, X2, X-Men United as Eva Watanabe. Charlene Martin, Mystery Date, Hoods as Tamara Mason. Saffron Henderson, The Fly 2, Dragon Ball Z as JJ.
Yeah.
Warren Munson, Big Trouble, Amityville Horror, The Evil Escapes as Admiral Robertson. And the total body count is, drumroll please, the total body count for Jason Takes Manhattan is only 23.
Only 23.
Only 23.
Is it really? And that's
Yeah.
including all like potential crew that we don't see killed, but we know are killed.
Well, I didn't say anything about the crew because you never actually see the crew, but there had to have at least been a chef. It's actually explained in the deleted scenes that it was a skeleton crew, so there's probably maybe a chef, and that was about everything we saw. And
you know why I know there was a
didn't-
chef? Was it the same reason that you probably do?
the hot plates of food.
Fuck yeah, bro. There was shit
Yeah.
on the hot plates. I was like, yo,
Yep.
who made that? I was thinking that whole scene, my fat ass. I was like, yo, what's under them covers?
Same.
It's like, yo, what's going on in there? What was on the
It's a
dinner
hot
menu?
turkey and gravy sandwich.
And I did include the four. What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
But I did
Scared.
include the 4 teenagers that were killed off screen when they drowned in the disco room or something.
Oh, right at the end they were running like, oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the teacher told them to wait there, and the next
Yep.
thing you see is
Yeah.
like it's all fucking underwater.
That's true. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, Chad Eddie, go ahead.
Music by Fred Molan, Spring Fever, The Outer Limits, cinematography by Brian England, Cheerleader Camp, which is a surprisingly good slasher, and Gate 2, The Trespassers, edited by Steve Merkovich, one of my all-time favorite movies, Big Trouble in Little China,
Fuck yeah.
Mhm.
and Con Shit.
Yeah. I like Con Air.
Con Shit.
Never, yeah.
I haven't watched Con Air in probably 20 fucking years.
I have
bro.
never seen it the whole way through.
I've said
I
before,
honestly
I'm not a
don't know
big
if I
Nick Cage
have
fan.
even.
That's like The Rock. I've never seen the end to The Rock.
It's okay. You just smell what he's cooking anyway at the end.
Ooh, good one. Okay, effects and makeup by Jim Gill, The Outing, and A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master, distributed by Paramount Pictures, runtime of 100 minutes, rated R, budget of $5.5 million, and it grossed $14.3 million.
All right, so it still made some money back.
Still made some money, but it's the least successful.
I was going to say the least successful one.
You know why? This is the same thing, although this took a lot shorter of time. But 80s was pretty slasher filled, as we all fucking know, man. I think people were just feeling fatigued at this point.
And this was another year where we had Jason, Freddy, and Michael all releasing movies at the same time.
Yep. And
Mhm.
I don't know, man. It's just like how superhero shit feels now, man. Like
Yeah.
everybody just is fatigued, and you're like,
Burned out.
okay, man. Like you guys just pumped the numbers pumped it a little too hard. So,
That's like
That's
Blue Beetle coming out, and I'm like, that's still a thing.
like, I want to see it. I do, but I know it's gonna tank. You know what I mean? Like,
Because it doesn't matter now. Nobody's going to care.
Yeah, and I think that was the issue with Flash is that we
Oh,
know it doesn't matter. So
That's only a small issue. I still think a big issue was Ezra Miller.
yeah,
I think that was more the
which is
issue.
unfortunate because it wasn't a terrible movie. I enjoyed it.
I still think Warner
because they
Brothers
could
should release
they
Batgirl.
still could have flipped around the end of that and still made it like work to go
Yeah.
into the new. You know what I mean? Flash is the
Could've-
one that's the most open to possibilities to still be.
There could have been an explosion. He could have woken up, and it could have been Grant Gustin.
Yeah,
Or
absolutely.
That would have been bad.
You're like, man, I had this dream where I was just fucking hideous as hell. Like, just like
Well,
All right, let's generally
well,
discuss
yeah.
this.
So
All right. Well, here's
movie-
you go.
hold on,
Go, John.
hold on.
Oh boy, we got cards,
What the
lists.
fuck is this?
Let's go.
Scoop's
made
got
a
a
list.
whole
All right.
list.
Well, here.
Boys go first.
All right. Well, here's what I'll say.
let's start with the negatives first. Go ahead,
Well,
Bobby.
I'm
What
not.
should we do with this? Should we do the manager sandwich? Give
Let's
it a
do the
good,
manager
a bad, and then a good. So who's got a good?
I have a good.
Go
I'll
ahead
start
with
with the
your
good.
Yeah.
My good is I loved the masked design of this Jason. I love the sliminess. I love, he's been underwater for so long. The mask looks fucking dope. I love the, just the way that his body looks waterlogged. Finally, after being underwater so long, this is the look that he should have had.
Mhm.
Not so much when he takes the mask off, but we don't know if that goofy looking look that we get is what he actually looked like before she threw the toxic waste on
Yeah.
him.
Fair.
So I've always wondered, what did he look like before? What was the actual thing that the kids saw when he raised his mask? Because it wasn't that stupid little pumpkin smile thing.
No.
That scene is
So-
just so like Ninja Turtles to me, dude. I don't
Very.
know why.
Yeah.
It just feels
Yeah.
like
Did
that,
you-
but it just
Have you by
does.
chance watched the deleted scenes?
no.
No.
Yes.
It gets worse.
Yeah. It was 10
It,
times.
it was worse because after she throws the toxic waste in his face and it takes his mask off and it's burning, there is a fucking little child Jason that's like squirming around, screaming for help in his fucking mouth.
Yeah. That's when he's like throwing up that water.
Yeah.
So I have an
It's-
explanation for that we'll get to
But it
later
looked
too.
so bad. It was not convincing at all.
So I'm going to take what Scoop said and I'm going to flip it because I think this is possibly one of my worst like Jason looks. Because how did he regrow his skin and shit from part 7 when he's been decomposing in that part the whole time? Because 7 was such a cool fucking look, and then I feel like he just took it away from us. On top of that, this mask isn't even Jason's fucking mask.
No,
this is a
not at all.
recreation that some kid found. So why does it even have the fucking axe mark in the fucking forehead? How would they even know that?
Pictures
Who?
from the newspaper. From the
You mean the
newspaper.
pictures that someone
is
took?
Tommy just making these off the fucking side?
Hey,
He might be.
Tommy's got to
He might
have
be.
a job.
Like, listen, if we're
I
gonna
mean-
go with like Tommy started a mask making business, and that's why he had one in part 6, and now he's just selling them because he knows people fucking go nuts with a legend. Okay, cool. Still, like, I don't know. The battle damaged always bothered me because I'm like, how would they fucking know all that shit, dude? It should be like a clean hawk again, almost.
One
I
thing
would
that- One thing that bothered me about this was his fucking fingertips. There was no
What,
makeup
just-
with a fingertip. It was just bare human fingertips under the gloves.
I didn't pay attention. I didn't pay that close.
I
attention.
I feel like I was always
Climbed
looking
up
at his
that railing.
forearms and just how like jizz
Yeah.
covered
As
they were.
soon as he climbed up the railing of the boat in the beginning, I saw that. I'm like, oh, there's his fingers.
So this also suffers from part 7 issues where all the kills are fucking pull away for the most part.
Yeah, but at least we get blood
Right.
in this one.
We do get some blood, and I'm not saying like the lead up to the kills, some of them weren't like intense, but oh, you know what? I will give you a good one. This is the one where we get it's unofficial, but it is official. Like he has morph ability.
Yes.
Yeah,
He
does
has
have morph
full
ability.
fucking like deadite.
Yep,
And
he
then
is fucking.
That's exactly why they put it in the game.
100% supernatural.
Like, and if anybody, there's a few scenes anybody I think could pull out, but the biggest one I'm going to pull right is when he kills JJ because she literally drops the fucking guitar, runs down that thing, and he's already at the bottom of that stairwell with said guitar just slap her in the face. I'm
Same
sure.
with her Uncle Charles when he runs from
Yeah.
Jason, runs him
And he's
down,
upstairs.
yeah.
Like he fucking chucks him out. I was like, wait, how the hell did he get upstairs already? When he's looking back, he's like, you know, he's right behind. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, dude, he has that. That's literally what I thought of too. I thought of the video game sound. Like he was just like, like put himself right up there.
And I gotta say that leading into this movie, they did some really, really awesome promotions. Like they sold the hell out of this movie. And the best one was when Kane Hodder went dressed in character on
Arsenio.
Never broke character, just sat there and
Okay.
stared at Arsenio the whole time. I think once he got up and went after him with the axe. It was, look for it on YouTube. It's the best
Yes,
thing.
it's
I
great.
remember seeing that when I
I've
was
never
a kid,
seen it.
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, so I'm going to give another bad. So he was underwater from the ship all the way to fucking New York. No issues. Made it to shore. Wasn't fucking freaking the fuck out. Nothing. But this wall of water comes rushing at him under the fucking sewer. And all of a sudden he turns back into an infant and he's like, Mommy, don't let me drown. Like, what the fuck was that?
Well, that was toxic waste.
So when
Still.
he went back
Make
to New
sure-
York, when they got to New York, was he just like holding on to the bottom of their boat so he made it at the same time, or is
I'm
he somehow
thinking-
trudging at the bottom like?
I thought he was just trudging at the bottom. That's what I've
fucking
always
just like
envisioned.
always. I didn't like. Well, that's what I always did until my wife was just like, maybe he's holding on to the boat, and now I'm just like, like what if he was just holding on to the fucking boat? But that would lead to so many more questions of like why he wouldn't like punch through.
Yeah, he could have just killed them all.
Yeah,
he could have
but
killed
why
them
does
all
he?
in the fucking...
But why doesn't he kill any of the other fucking New Yorkers? Like, why is he on
Exactly,
such
and that's-
deadbeat fucking like that? What I feel like he would murk everybody on that subway.
But maybe that has to do with the Crystal Lake curse. They're from
Maybe.
Crystal Lake, so he has that urge to kill them and only them. Because he does kill what three other people that are New Yorkers. Because he kills the two thugs. He kills fucking Ken Kirsinger in
Does
the
he?
fucking diner.
Does he though? Because he just throws him against the wall and his shoulder hits the glass first. So I don't.
Yeah, I don't
count
really
that as-
count that as a kill. I count that as a knockout.
Which is bullshit because I think he played Jason in one scene too. Ken Kirsinger did. He played Jason in one scene,
Two.
and that's how he got the fucking role in fucking Freddy versus Jason.
Two scenes.
Was it
I mean, he's a big dude in that
walking
scene,
out of the
obviously.
walking out of the subway car, and then he also got hit by the car because they didn't want Kane.
And
to
yeah,
get,
by the
they
police
didn't
officer.
want Kane
Yeah.
to get hit by the car.
Police car.
Fair.
Yeah.
I
I mean, there's definitely goods and bads in this flick.
the
And
movie looks the cleanest out of all. Of them,
It
I
is.
feel.
It does
Like,
look the
if
cleanest,
that makes sense.
but it just takes so long to get the fuck off the goddamn boat.
Why does he go to the boat in the first place? Why does he kill those people when he's like, you know what? I'm gonna take this dinghy. and
I'm
just go
going on
for
a cruise.
Yeah. Why? He's just like, you know what? Fuck
I
Crystal
think
Lake. I'm out.
Again, I think it's the Crystal Lake curse, like you said. He's after them. They're the last graduating class of Crystal Lake, and I think it has something to do with it.
Yeah, I guess.
Because and again, watching the deleted scenes, it explains a little bit more where they're the last graduating class. The high school was shutting its doors. You know, they were.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that would make more sense if they explained that. Like they were like, yo,
Yeah.
this is actually the last legitimate class that'll be coming through Crystal Lake. Like that would, yeah, like, because I don't know, just the tie that she saw him as when she was a kid, and like that's the only kind of like tie that personally I could see. I guess besides that,
So supposedly she has powers also, and I just found this out.
what crazy
I found
powers?
this out over the weekend. No. She's an empath, so she can sense Jason's inner child. And the only reason I found this out, I was scrolling through TikTok, and somebody was reading the Freddy versus Jason versus Ash, the one that happens after the first one. I forget what it's called. It's Freddy versus Jason versus Ash, and then it's got another
Yeah,
title.
it's
But it's got all the survivors in it from
the other ones.
the Freddy movies and the fucking Jason movies, and Rennie's in there, and they explain that she has this kind of empathic link to Jason, and that's why she was able to see him as a kid, because she was sensing all of that bullshit that was still in him, that inner child that was still in him, or some
Man,
shit.
they should have never did psychic powers in part 7, dude. You just like tweak the whole. Like I get that they tried going back a little bit, But here's another issue with that, and maybe you guys have it too. We saw 3 different variations of Kid Jason.
Yeah.
There
Yeah,
is
and I didn't.
non like fucked up form, and then like midway fucked up form, and then completely like what we would expect to see.
Yeah, and I didn't understand why was he fully like why did he have hair and he just looked like a normal kid at the end? Like that didn't make any sense to me at all. He should have
I
been
still
little
say
kid.
that. I
fucked
still
up
say
Jason.
that didn't happen. That was still her hallucinating again.
But he was looking. But he looked too. Like what's his name?
Right.
Well, we don't know what he was. He was just probably looking at a melted Jason.
He was staring down at her shirt.
Right. Yo, so there's another thing, man. Like I feel if during that scene when she got booted up with fucking heroin or whatever the hell she had, she would have had a way harder fucking time doing everything she was doing.
That was definitely heroin.
But like, I'm just saying, like, imagine never just putting yourself in the shoes of never having done a drug like that, and now you're running around a city you don't know, being stalked by a fucking killer you can't kill. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that girl should have had way more freak out sessions, dude. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't Terrifier where she would have like came into her own or some bullshit. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, drugs would have been the
You know-
superpower. No, like this would have been a bad time.
And I did. So what? Another thing that
Definitely
always bugged me was that.
God, Brody.
Yeah, Brody. I thought the same shit. I'm like, ooh, she just got the HIV. Like, there's no way she didn't get the HIV from that needle. But you know, I always saw it as why wouldn't anybody find it suspicious that there's this fucking masked hockey dude walking down the streets of New York? The cops didn't fucking think anything of it. Like, nobody fucking said anything until I went to New York, and now I understand that it's just everyday
They
shit.
don't give a
Bro.
They don't give a fuck.
And this was 80s New York, dude. So that was even when it was dirtier. Like
Yeah.
it was like top grunge. Or yeah. So Bob, you've been holding steady for a minute, man. I feel like you just been bursting at the bubble. Go ahead, man. Go nuts.
All right. Well, I'm just going to go pure continuity to start. Like, okay, I understand this look of Jason. Yes, people like it. Here's my fucking problem. I mean, you said it already, John, but we got him decayed, waterlogged, bones showing, looking angry in the last movie. Here, Puffball, look like this. Who said to the makeup artist, do your thing? Don't pay attention to the last movie. That was no good. We want better. This was hard. I will say, I mean, I like the look. I'll straight up say it's horrible. It's not
Okay,
scary.
Okay, if that continuity bothers you, just wait until we get to the next one.
Yeah, no shit.
See, I'm not gonna lie, man.
Well,
like
that's
Where we get
mean,
walking tumor Jason.
we're gonna have to discuss it more when obviously.
well. Now,
happens, but
see,
9 still feels more like a Freddy versus Jason, where it feels just standalone to me.
Yeah.
More than
Very
an X.
standalone.
Like X feels more in the continuity of like, okay, I could still see that existing in the like we just skipped 9, you know. But I don't know.
We'll get there.
but there's a lot of other things that this movie bothers. Because while I was watching this, I'm just like this. I'm like, I'm not into this right now. First of all, also, you guys also left this out. Crystal Lake is a lake. It's not a waterway. Where the fuck do they come from Crystal Lake to fucking Manhattan?
Maybe it was a neighboring lake
Well,
or a neighboring waterway.
But then it's not Crystal Lake.
why
Maybe
couldn't it be?
But
Crystal
then you
Lake's
can't call
here.
Why couldn't it
There's a
be?
neighboring waterway.
Because well, here's be
Why?
if so say in the beginning those 2 kids get killed. They're in Crystal Lake because you see the camp.
Right.
Where the hell did that boat get from there to where
Lock
the boat
system,
was?
bro. What are you talking about, man? You live in Jersey. I'm in
sorry.
New York. We have locks and channels everywhere. I could fucking, bro. There is ways to where I could get my ass
But
from to where I live to New York City on boat. It would be possible.
So
Woo! We got Chad Daddy in the yellow.
I'm sitting watching just drop. I'm hard watching it.
but what I'm getting at is this is never ever mentioned in any other movie. Like a million other things that are never mentioned in any other movie, which is fine. But it's just like, I'm sorry. I don't care what anyone says. There's a waterway. I don't think if it's a lake, there's no waterway big enough for that boat, meaning the boat that we all of a sudden see appear that just got killed the night before, to appear where it was.
No, I feel like that boat would be honestly like that would be one that would be at a like a boatyard, dude. You know what I mean? Like you're not
Yeah, because it's not a giant cruise ship,
right.
or
Like that's
anything.
No,
not one.
I'm not.
That's
No,
not one.
not that boat.
You're talking about the first one that he drove.
Yeah, the
Right?
white one.
Yeah, that's still like not that big of a boat to have on a smaller like man-made lake, dude, or let alone a channel system.
I'm going to say this. I'm not buying that because a lake is also 9 times out of 10 usually not having a waterway that big to something else. At that point, it would be a river, or it would be what do you call it? Like I forget what the fuck they call it, but that just doesn't make
Like a
sense.
channel?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude,
it,
I don't know, man. I live right here in the Finger Lakes, bro, and every lake is connected by channels and riverways. So you could get to any which way, and I can get out of state completely through the riverways and channels.
Well,
so that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't feel like it's not that feasible, dude. I feel like it'd be pretty actually easy.
Well, I feel for this one, it just doesn't make sense to me, and I will stand by that.
You know what doesn't make sense to me? Before you go to your number 2, where the fuck was the dog supposed to piss and shit?
My wife asked that. She's like, "Why are you bringing a dog on a cruise? Where's he going to go to the bathroom?" And I was like, "I have never thought about that in the fucking 30 years I've watched this movie."
I literally wrote that down. That was one of my icks about this movie. Where was the puppy supposed to pee and poo?
I mean, clearly he's going on the deck and you're just cleaning it, but ew, like gross.
And
all right, Bobby, give us your number 2.
Well, my other number 2 literally goes to the kills. I say we have 2 good ones. The rest of them are very mediocre. And we say there's blood in this. I'm like, there's a lot less blood if you really pay attention than you really think there is. The other, there's no real blood when he shoves the rock in his chest until after, and it's not that much when it should be a lot more.
Oh, that would still burn so bad.
It would burn. It cauterized the wound.
Fuck
That's
yeah,
why there wasn't that much blood.
And
then
then there's no
fire and
you get like the blood from the 2 in the beginning. I don't know. These kills are just so underwhelming to me.
Did anybody notice that when he threw that one kid into the fucking little area under the deck where it fucking caught the boat on fire or whatever, when the fire started, the kid was already on fucking fire before he fucking hit the thing.
Wait, where was this?
The kid with the video camera when he dies.
Oh.
When Jason throws him, he was already on fire before he ever hit the fucking thing.
That's one where it's like, man, as a kid, I used to love those kills. And as an adult, I fucking hate them because they're so cheap. Because it's just like, no, man, you want to just be able to throw somebody into a panel and everything would go to fucking shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's some fucking, that's some like 1950s bullshit, dude, that they were still just like, yeah, we're going to rock with it because it works. But
this movie is just so underwhelming to me anymore. Like stupid continuity.
It had a lot of potential.
And also the streets of New York or the sewers of New York do not fill with toxic waste. Where that really ever came from, I will never understand.
It's an urban legend, Bob. They were playing off of urban legend.
You know what, man? I feel like most people in the 80s would have easily believed that New York City's sewer system was. I know I did. I was like, yeah, dude, that's believable. Like,
just like there's gators in there too.
It's New York City, man. It's disgusting. Like, they don't care.
And the giant sewer rats.
I mean, there's just toxic waste chilling in alleyways, bro. Like he's just drowning people in. So I will say Jason did have his hero moment where he killed the druggy rapist. So
that's why this is the Disney Friday the 13th for that reason.
Like he definitely
because he would have punched through both of them. Like
that's what I'm saying, dude. He would have pulled apart 9.
That's another problem that I have is like, wait a minute, you put a needle through him and that needle somehow grows like 3 feet to go through his body.
But that needle was literally pointless at that. It was just a punch through the fucking like his whole body.
But it's so I would have loved to. I would have rather have seen his hand come through with the needle still through, and it's like, oh, so that did kill him. And she would have been dead. That was his golden opportunity. And
I feel like she would have been way more fucked up that whole time, dude.
That too. Yeah. Like she would have not been able to get up.
Like she seemed very like there was like one moment where she kind of was like, ugh. And like that was and then she like ran it off. And I was like, not for nothing, man. I definitely have had my fair share of partying times, but somebody just booted me up with fucking heroin or something, dude. Like, no, pretty sure I'd be having a bad time.
But yeah,
Or
no,
you'd be
this-
like,
this-
like if it was a comedy or a parody, it would be the opposite, dude, and she'd be like super fucking heightened because of the drugs, and that way could fight Jason. But
Like fucking Crank.
yeah, exactly. Fucking perfect. We need to fuck in front of all these Chinese people.
But I mean, I honestly don't really have much more to say about this movie other than it's stale for me, which is why
It is very stale.
Which is why when we get to the next one, I will have more to talk about because just in general. But this movie is just it's stale. Like no disrespect to the people that made it. I know you were trying to do what you could, but clearly someone was just like, no, you really can't do all this shit. You're just going to have to make it like this. And it turned out mediocre at best.
Very, very. As a kid, I really, really, really enjoyed this movie a lot. As an adult, not so much. And it doesn't. There's just not enough going on for this to be an awesome Friday the 13th movie. You were on a ship in the middle of nowhere with Jason fucking Voorhees, and he would have slaughtered that entire within hours of being on there, you know?
Not even hours. The ship is not even that big. He could have done it in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
They
And
also
I
make
just
that
feel like
ship look a lot
That's how
bigger,
you know
too.
Jason likes to fuck with his victims, man. It's not just about like, it's not about the numbers game. Like it is with the numbers with him, but Jason's always got to have that setup, man. He's always got to have that ambiance, or he's like, oh, look, I killed your friends. You know what I mean? I mean, he did it with his fucking what's his name, right, with his head in the police car.
Yes, he did.
He did.
Like
yeah.
that was a perfect fucking setup, dude.
Rip Julius, rip. The
Yo.
only man to ever go toe to toe with Jason Voorhees.
First of all, that scene that dude deserves so much more credit because I don't know when his knuckles busted against Jason's mask, but you definitely know they did.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you're punching that
Probably
without
4 or 5 punches in his knuckles. Are
easily, bro.
Dude, and he
Like,
was hitting him fucking hard.
Yeah, because they're all. Those are all real too.
which I'm just like, you know, he's got the mask on. Why are you trying to punch the mask, man? Like, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, it was a cool looking scene, but shit made my fucking hands hurt.
Yeah, no. But also, I say that not one character for me is really likable to a full extent in this movie. Everybody's like, yeah, you could all die.
I
Honestly,
feel like JJ was, and they killed her fucking first off. It was sucked. Because she seemed like the
Yes.
sweet friend that actually kind of liked the dude who actually just liked the bitch. But it never went anywhere because she died right away.
And she was rather cute too.
Fucking right, man. She had that Joan Jett thing going on, man.
And she's Gohan.
That too.
She is Gohan.
I couldn't believe that. I'm sitting there.
She
looking at
peed in Krillin's mouth, dude.
I was.
God damn it.
But yeah, I was looking over the cast. I'm like, Saffron Henderson. Like, I know that name from somewhere. And I'm sitting there looking at some Dragon Ball Z. Like, wait, who's she voice? Like, oh my god, it's Gohan.
Obviously, little kid Gohan.
Well, yeah.
But fuck yeah, bro. That's awesome. No, I mean, you know what, Bob? You're not wrong. There's not a very likable character. Even the mom, or not the mom, what
The
that other
teacher.
teacher, which is like her other guardian, I think, or whatever.
I think it was just her mentor.
Yeah, I think she's just a mentor.
Okay. Like, she was sweet and nice, but you never really felt like, I don't know. Like, she was dead. You were just like, oh, damn.
Yeah,
Like, she
when,
didn't even
when they
freak
didn't
out.
pull-
She was just like, that was her only trip. She was like, oh my God, she died. I'm going to stare in this oil and trip balls. And then she fucking did.
But no, but why didn't anybody fucking try to help her out of the goddamn car? Like, what the fuck?
Because they were just like, yeah, no.
And then
she gave up, actually.
and
She
then
did
they're
run
like
on.
far away from the car and they're like, oh, Mrs. whatever the fuck her name is. Boom.
Yeah, they were way the fuck out of there before they even like, that's when you just start throwing people out. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
get as far as you can. But
like I don't have a lot to say about this movie. I had a lot to say about the last one. I'll have a lot to say about the next one. Yeah, that's it.
I just wish we got an outside shot of when she was tripping into the oil, of them just watching
Yeah,
her
and
staring,
it's
and
her
they're
just-
like, "Yo, what are you doing? What are you? Come on, we gotta fucking go. There's
You've been sitting here for 5 minutes staring at that puddle.
Jason is after us, and we have taken way too long of a fucking breather here. Let's go." Yeah, I don't know. And then even like,
Yeah.
I don't know, to make the uncle an asshole, they were just like, "Oh, he shoved her in to help her learn swimming," and I'm like, yeah. I understand that is an old school mentality of certain things, but a lot of times trial by fire works quite well. And I was just like, oh man, he's just teaching the John Wayne style, bro. Like, that's fine. It's like, oh, your kid doesn't know how to swim yet? Hold on. Fucking he'll learn.
He'll learn today, Pilgrim.
Right. Like, I don't know. I did. And you know what? He honestly wasn't that douchey. Because even like the girl that was trying to like come on to him, he's like, what are you doing? Stop. Like,
But
lost
he
me.
still
I'm your
went with
teacher.
him.
Yeah.
listen,
still went with
his two heads were arguing. If there was an inner monologue scene right there, this would have been a fucking.
And you know,
He had
she
that
would have
devil on
failed
the
her
one shoulder and the
biology.
angel on the yeah, she would.
She would have failed her biology test. And let me tell you why. Did you notice where the heart was drawn on the body?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not in the right spot.
It was on the wrong fucking spot.
Well, she wasn't trying to get an A. I think she was just trying to get a passing grade.
She was
I
trying
think
to
she
get
was trying to
D.
get the D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little D minus. Oh shit.
You know, and the whole uncle thing, him throwing her in the lake, whatever. That's cool in a normal setting. But you literally fucking just said you need to learn how to swim because that Voorhees boy didn't
Oh,
fucking learn
I'm
how
not
to swim
saying
and
he didn't
died.
do it in a douchebag fucking
was
manner.
pretty
I'm
bad.
just scaring the shit out of her, and he's like, "All right, here we go."
You
Now,
know,
I know-
Jason will get you.
Now I know that this Jason guy's really real because he's killed a fuck ton of people at this point. But you know what? I'm gonna throw you in the lake where he lives,
See,
and if he gets you, he gets
look at
you.
this.
Yeah.
Rich is feeling it right now because he got that treatment back in his day.
But did your dad tell you Jason Voorhees drowned in that lake?
No, he told them the Loch Ness
I mean,
monster was down there.
let's be
some
honest.
shit
As
like
fucked
that.
up as it is, that would definitely make you not want to like drown or like fucking go
You know-
away from the surface at all.
I've only ever been in a lake one time my entire life.
Yeah.
I went to Manchester, Tennessee, and we were boating out on the lake. They were pulling us on a fucking tube. I was terrified. Okay. I flew off the fucking tube and I'm just floating there in the middle of the goddamn lake, waiting for them to come back.
Jaws theme.
And as I'm floating there,
Mhm.
no. As I'm floating there, do I think, fuck, Jason Voorhees is gonna get me? No. I start thinking about Lake Placid and how the giant crocodile's about to swim up and fucking eat my ass.
Oh, see, I think of Jaws. I'm like, yo, there's a giant shark down there. It's gonna be.
Now wait a
fucking
minute,
scary.
because this could go either way depending on how you mean eat your ass.
Well, it wasn't gonna be in a pleasurable way.
All right.
So I got
Just wanted to
to
make sure.
I got to point out. Rich said I got tossed in any body of water. Now all I could think of is they'd be anywhere. And Dad's like, "So, can you swim yet?"
Just
Can
see
you
a,
swim yet?
he sees
How
a
about now?
puddle. He sees a puddle, just throws it. Ah!
Swim, damn it,
Fucking
swim!
brilliant. The Uncle Full Frankenstein, the girl pushing her in like
Fucking
that.
ate it, dude. He eat the child.
Yeet.
Jesus Christ. No, I mean, like I said, dude, I think aesthetically, though, this movie, I like the intro. I like the intro to New York. It's kind of weird that they give you all the scenes that you're going to literally see later.
They do.
Yeah.
It's just like, all right,
Like, how long were those kids sitting out there listening to the fucking music?
Yes.
a
Oh my
long
God.
time. They're bums, dude. They got nothing else to do better than fucking 18 or 18-year-old kids in New York City. So it is like maybe not the first time going through because you don't know where you're going to end up at the end. So you're like, oh, cool, New York City. But then obviously, like every time you see this, you're just like, why does it show me where everything's going to end right here? Like that's the only shots they got, and they're like, all right, we need to take B shots and A shots here. Like, fucking get that B-roll, baby. Chad Daddy, now you said you had some positives. Now, is there anything that did we hit everything that maybe you wanted to say? Is there anything extra you wanted to add to
I
that?
think you guys hit it pretty well.
All right.
That's what she said.
Ooh,
She did.
I'm trying to think of any other positives.
Jesse's mom.
Yeah.
Has got it going on.
Damn it, that's what I started singing in my head too. All right, well, if we are kind of in that weird limbo, I'm gonna pull in the DKB and
Let's see.
Oh, I want to hear
Yo,
this.
I want to hear this.
Howdy fucking doody there, folks. It's your DKB here back for another episode of
Wrong
Gore
guy.
More. And this week I'm here to talk to you about Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Man Motherfucking Hatton. Yeah, good old part 8, hey? Fucking, I love this film. I fucking love this film. Very nostalgic to me. So I'm going to be very biased in this one. Let me just start off by saying why it's very nostalgic to me, and that is mainly for the fact that this was the very first Friday the 13th film that I've seen. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in my Part 5 review. It was either Part 5 or this one, but I'm thinking more so I was gravitating towards Part 8 as my very first Friday the 13th film. I remember walking into Family Video Land, that's what it was called back in the day. A 10-year-old kid that had the permission to borrow out any film that he wanted to, obviously not porn, although the porn section was in the horror section, which I am going to be leading up to that with my story. So I used to go into the horror section, and I used to sit there, grab the videos off the ground, sit there with my legs crossed, look at all the artwork, and just stare at it. And I would pick on, because I'd only have a certain little bit amount of money, you know, I'd have like maybe $6, so I was able to get a $4 rental and a $1 or two of the $1, whatever the fuck it was. So it was really hard to choose a horror film, mainly due to the fact of the artwork. I seen Part 8 there, I looked at it, I looked at the back, I was like, holy fuck, this looks fucking fantastic. I'm sitting there looking at all these videos around me. A couple comes in, pretending to look at the horror section because they're very awkward that I'm sitting there looking at the fucking horror shit, and then they sort of gravitate slowly towards the porn, quickly get what they're getting, and then quickly fuck off. Yeah, it was very awkward now that I look back on it, but at the time, it never really fucking fazed me because, yeah, I had all this fantastic horror art VHS cover in front of me, and yeah, so this poster for this definitely caught my attention. So yeah, I led with this one, and I've been in love with the franchise ever since because of this film. So yeah, not saying that this film is perfect by any means. It's definitely weird, wacky, and fun in so many fucking ways, but it has some major plot holes throughout the storytelling and visual storytelling as well. I mean, one scene, Jason looks like a normal kid. The next minute, he's got no fucking hair. And then the scene after that, later on down the track, he's got fucking strands of hair with a googly eye hanging out of his fucking head. So make your goddamn mind up in which Jason you want to roll with and just go from there. I will say there's a couple of cool things with some of the cinematography, how Jason, or some of the shots, Chad will probably explain it in his notes, but how they were able to film some of the stuff where Jason's actually in the windows, how they were able to use the camera and turn it upside down in certain shots and that. But like with a Friday the 13th film like this, so far down in the franchise, it's something a little bit different. I mean, he gets on a boat and then he ends up in fucking Vancouver/Manhattan or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But having this film so far down in the franchise, I'm just really there for fucking Jason and the kills alone at this stage. So I don't really give two fucks about the story because it's kind of the same old shit by this stage, like I said in my last review of Part 7. So, anywho, still a fucking fun movie to me. I like that he's on the boat and this shit happens on the boat, whatever, but I think the film, for me, gets better as he gets off and he's killing homeless people. The boxer, the fight scene between him and the boxer was actually really cool. There's a cool shot there where he punches the head off the boxer, and the cinematography does this really cool shot that's from the POV from the head rolling off the roof. I thought that was done pretty cool. I actually really like the look of Jason in this film. I'm probably only one of few that really do, and I do not give a fuck to admit it. I really enjoyed the look of the mask and the way he's all slimy and shit. Yeah, I think that's really cool stuff. That's just me, for me personally. So yeah, yes, I really enjoy this film. I really do. So the kills in this film, I think personally, are fucking great. I mean, we get a guitar kill. That's cool. Not to mention Jason teleporting in this film and then killing people. I think that's actually pretty cool, even though it doesn't make any fucking sense half the time. Because he's not really, I mean, you could sort of say he's got supernatural elements about him, but he's more so a zombie, so he's not really a fucking ghost. Yeah, so that's what I mean. There's this shit that don't make sense, but when it plays out on screen, I thought it was cool. We get a bit of glass to some Sheila's face. Like I mentioned, the boxing scene. There's one scene in this film that I felt that was really creepy to me as a kid, and that's after he gets the toxic waste thrown on him and his mask comes off. It's not the screaming, that stupid screaming bit. It's more so that Jason sways side to side as he's melting away down in the tunnels. For some reason, I felt just creeped out by. It just looks creepy, especially those very long, distant, wide shots of him and the victims down there trying to get out. There was just some tension. I think it was more so the
100%.
tension, how they try and climb up the ladder and, he grabs their legs and all that sort of shit. Just how close they were to becoming victims of Jason. So, yeah, it's good stuff for me personally. But I got to give a huge shout out to the teaser trailer. That's cool. But there's one fucking poster that I love. It's like I Heart New York. That is such a fucking cool poster. It's probably the best poster out of the whole entire franchise for promoting a film like this. It's actually one of the posters that I wish I had and I need fucking pronto. It's just so clever to marketing behind this. It's just a shame that we never got the original script played out on screen for us, but obviously Chad will go into that a little bit more with money issues behind this, or maybe the producers were just not giving a fuck at this stage with the franchise. But yeah, all in all, I am a huge fan of this film, and I ain't afraid to fucking admit that. And I know a lot of people out there are probably thinking I'm an idiot, and that's okay. But yeah, this film for me, mad nostalgia. Like I said, it was my introduction into the Friday the 13th franchise, to Jason, and I just remember I was creeped out by some scenes. So, anywho, this is your DKB, giving it a Gore score. Going to be very biased here. I'm going to give it a 4. I want to give it a 4.4, but I'll give it a 4.2. I feel that's fair. 4.2 for me this week. So anyway, this is DKB signing out. I hope you gentlemen have a good evening, and I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say about this film. So cheers.
Cheers. Thank you, Doppelganger Kangabanga. Started off with a 4.2.
That was
real quick. Here's the best part. Here is the best part of the whole movie. The poster that got banned.
You know what?
I got it signed by good old Kane Hodder himself.
That is actually not the poster that got banned. The poster that got banned had blood on the knife.
Oh.
Yeah, well, it's a
either way.
But that one did get banned as well. But the blood one was first, and they're like, nope, get rid of it.
Either way, I 100% agree with Brody that I feel like that poster was the one that always sold me on this movie.
Yeah,
because it looked cool as fuck. I always remember seeing that at the fucking video store back in the day.
You also get that
I wish Scream Factory would have included that on the B side.
Yes,
of the flip case.
Yes,
that would have been dope.
Like they did with some of the others.
That would have been dope. No, so Brody set the bar pretty high with a 4.2. But you know what, man? We all like our Jason movies, regardless of what everybody else says.
Yeah, and like I said, I like this because I also have nostalgic reasons for really enjoying it. Because when it first came out on video, I sat around all day waiting outside the local convenience store because they were the only people in town that had it, waiting for it to be returned so I could rent it. And I just kept going in, checking on it, and they're like, "Nope, not here yet. Nope, not here yet." The poor people working there must have been getting so pissed off at 13-year-old me.
All right. So Gene is also going in the 4.5, and Rich is going 2.9. We'll see where all of the four of us end up at the end of this shit. But Bob might be the low score. But
another thing about this is it kind of pisses me off that this is the only Jason that we've never gotten any figure for in any way, shape, or form.
No,
really?
And NECA needs to get their asses on.
NECA never did a part 8.
Nope. Everything is up to part 7, and then they have the remake and Freddy vs. Jason. They still need part 8,
I have
part
the
9.
Jason one.
They need part 8, part 9, and X.
But part 9 and X, they have been done.
Yes, but
they have
a proper.
I think it was it Sideshow Toys?
Or was it X? Was X Uber, or was he pre-Uber?
All right, it was Uber.
Okay, X. We got Uber in the Movie Maniacs line.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not mistaken, we get pre-Uber. I think Sideshow, they used to do like 12 or 13-inch dolls, and there was a pre-Uber.
I love pre-Uber style, dude. Pre-Uber style.
I would love an ultimate from them for him. We also got Mezco did the part 9.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And then they also did a
Sideshow
figure that too.
So no part 8. Interesting.
We need an ultimate part 8 and 9 for sure. Right. Please, NECA, listen to us. Sorry.
It's not up to NECA at this point, really. I mean, it is, but it isn't. You still got to go through the fucking
licensing.
rights. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they could get away with.
So what would it come with? Fire
technically-
axe, guitar. I feel like it would have to.
Heroin needle.
Julius's head.
needle.
Heroin
Yeah.
needle.
I don't know about that one. That'd be a
Maybe.
hard. That would be a hard.
I could see Julius's head for sure.
I can't see them doing the needle.
Or would they just give you random little boy Jason to go with it too?
Oh, they could also give him the fucking
That is the toy company.
the
Yes.
gun, the fucking spear gun.
Spear gun.
Oh, you know what? When I was a little kid, that intro scene when he like stabbed the boyfriend,
You thought
I
that was
always thought it was intestines, dude.
So did I.
Always when I was a little kid, I was like, and then I remember
Yeah,
watching
I
it as an
did
adult, and
too.
I was like, I could see why I thought that, but clearly not. Clearly, it's the rubber band. Fucking A.
Or he says a barrel of.
Oh yeah, a barrel of waste. Yeah.
Ooh. So, all right, is there anything else we want to discuss in this movie, or do we want to? Are we ready to handle?
Let's spread the cheeks.
All right, spread them cheeks.
Spread
JJ.
those toxic waste cheeks.
So we'll start off. Kane Hodder says that one of the most fun parts of his tenure as Jason were the scenes in Times Square. He said that spectators were lined up and down the block watching the filming, and he didn't want to take off the mask to destroy their illusion of Jason. He said every once in a while he'd turn his head and look at them and watch them all go crazy.
I bet, dude. I bet that shit
He
was
was
fucking
like
like.
that up.
Oh, Gene, dude, this Jason versus Toxie that'd be awesome,
That would be
Jason versus Turtles.
bro. Turtles would have to win, but I feel like Toxie would also have to win in that fight too. Almost, I don't know.
I just realized I forgot something downstairs. So, according to an interview in Fangoria magazine, August of '89, Kane Hodder vomited on cue in the final scene after drinking several pitchers of water. This was not a special effect, and I actually have that fucking issue, and it's
so do
downstairs. And I was gonna bring it up here.
So that was actually like him just throwing up on fucking
Yep,
camera.
up on command.
Oh, it's
He-
so gross.
He likes to talk about it because he could do it like he could literally do it on cue.
And he didn't even have to like finger down his throat, dude. Like,
Nope.
how did he discover this fucking talent of being able to fucking? Oh,
Yeah, you drink a couple pitchers of water, I think your body is just going to naturally want to puke it back up.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's true. It'd been funnier if he tried to do the gallon of milk challenge, like that
Oh.
would make you do. Fucking milk everywhere. Ugh.
Okay, so we already talked about Ken Kersinger. Rob Hedden originally wrote more of the movie to be set in New York. He written scenes at Madison Square Garden, the Brooklyn Bridge, Statue of Liberty, and the Empire State Building, but Paramount told him that the budget would not allow him to spend that much time in New York, so he was forced to rewrite the film and spend more time on the cruise ship. He says he also agrees with fans who complain that not enough time is spent in New York given the title.
No shit.
You know what would have been a cool kill? Him throwing somebody off the Empire State Building, and then him morphing down before they fucking hit the ground.
Okay, that would actually be funny to see.
I feel like they could have did like, I don't know. They could have just did a little. Like maybe he didn't have to have more locations, but I feel like he should have just been murking a few more people along the way. I feel like
anybody
that.
got in his
That
fucking
entire
way.
subway car should have been slaughtered.
I feel like that. Right, that should have been Predator 2. You know what I mean? Like that should have been that fucking scene, but with Jason. It even would have been pre-Predator 2, which is even better. So, but yeah, it's just like I feel that's what it is, man. Like you get to New York, but not enough happens in New York. So it feels like New York just goes super fast, which it still kind of does. But
It's like the Simpsons episode when they bring in Poochie, Itchy and Scratchy are on their way to the fireworks factory. When they
Oh
met Poochie.
yeah,
They never got to the fireworks factory.
oh Jesus,
Okay, continue on. In the original script, when Jason gets to the dock, a dog starts barking at him, and he kicked it. Kane, who's playing Jason, felt that kicking the dog was going too far, so the scene was dropped.
I actually would
would
agree.
Jason
with that.
kick a dog?
I don't
No,
think.
No, I agree with that one.
Myers would.
Oh,
Jason.
yeah,
Myers eats
Eat it,
dog.
yeah.
Yeah, but doesn't we got a dead dog in number 2, right?
No. That dog was not. It was
No, it wasn't the dog that everybody thought was dead, but we still saw a dead dog.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. We did.
So,
Yeah,
I'm
but we
still-
never see Jason kill it.
homie, dude, he
Could've
was
been
a
Crazy
fucking
Rough.
hermit in the woods.
Could have been Crazy Rough for all we know.
Yeah.
There's another thing we didn't talk about. Why do we have to have another fucking Crazy Ralph archetype in this, dude? This voyage is doomed.
Okay, so
shut the fuck up.
There is a fucking deleted scene which shows the original way the boxer was killed. Originally, he was stabbed in each eye with darts. The dart.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the scene has like the Crazy Ralph guy. He's just stumbling around, drunk off his ass. He's so drunk he falls down a flight of stairs, and as he's at the bottom, the boxer falls down the opposite side because it's like two sets of stairs coming to a landing. Boxer falls down the opposite side, and then he rolls over, and you see the darts, sticking out of his eyes. But just watching him drunk and stumbling around and falling down the stairs is so comical.
That sounds like part 6 Crazy Ralph.
Yeah, pretty
Like,
much.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know.
Good.
I don't know. Anyways, yeah, sorry, Chad Daddy. Go ahead.
Okay, so in the scene where Jason reaches through the porthole and grabs Rennie, Jensen Daggett is reportedly really terrified. Her face was just inches from a very large and very sharp piece of glass that had become stuck in the window frame, and Kane Hodder was unknowingly pulling her towards it.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Damn. That would have been bad. All right.
Let's see. Skip that. So Charlene Martin, the girl that played the blonde, initially expressed discomfort at being filmed nude for a shower scene. To put her at ease, the director borrowed a page from theater and film lore and stripped down fully nude and walked into the shower himself to illustrate how easy it was. Unfortunately, he didn't realize the camera was rolling the whole time.
Yeah.
When producers watched the dailies the next morning, they were very confused as to why the director was standing completely nude in a shower talking to one of his young actresses. Martin said the director's act helped her lose her inhibitions and film her shower and death scene fully nude, but the only ones who saw her naked were Kane Hodder and the crew. None of her private parts were shown on screen, just her back and her side. There's one shot of her character's butt, and that was a naked stunt performer, not the actress. So when you see her fully frontal...
Stunt butt.
Yep.
But the director did not go stunt cock.
No.
He went
No, he did
full.
not.
No stunt
He was
cock.
the stunt cock.
That was
He
the
went
real.
full. I am Sancho.
All right, so we need to make a show for this network just so we can review Orgasmo, just for the fucking
Yes,
like,
for the love of fucking
Just for-
Christ, let's
Oh
do
my
it.
But let's just
God,
do it.
yes.
for
You do
one.
the Goremore one-offs, dude, and fucking, it's not even.
Yes, we have to.
I don't know. If we're doing that, we should do basketball as well.
I mean, that's fine, but I feel like Orgasmo came first. But up,
Literally.
You're gonna make me come, or I'm gonna kick your bed.
You want
ever
me
tell
on
you guys
top?
that's what my wife used to always tell people she looked like online.
Oh
Because
god.
because man, like you have a listen, like Jen and I've been together for a long time, so like we used to both have like 360s and shit. And you remember how fucking like Modern Warfare 2 lobbies are and shit like that, right, bro? That's like the
Those are
fucking
the good old days,
yeah,
bro.
that's the wild fucking West, man. There was no fucking
Kids-
party chat,
kids
bro.
today
Everyone was
would
gay.
not.
Everyone was
They would not fucking last. These kids would get so hurt
Oh
in
my
those
God,
fucking
bro.
lobbies, bro.
The fact that people just like report other people for just like gameplay now, it's like, bro,
Yeah.
we would have hurt your feelings, man. We hurt.
You know how many
we hurt
times I fucked
people's
your mom?
Parents feel it. Oh my god, this is gonna be a crazy sidebar. I don't try to go too long. My buddy, that was the best. Is my buddy Brandon somehow got this kid's mom to actually come on, and then he just started giving it to
Oh, dude.
fucking her, and
My
then
buddy
her
Mikey did the
husband
same
got
shit.
on, and then
Oh.
he's like, "What the fuck you gonna do, fucking Mike Jockey?" And oh, bro, we were just fucking dying in the fucking. But anyways, going back to that, yeah. So all these dudes, we used to be like, Jen would play, and Jen would all of a sudden be like, "Yo, there's somebody here in the left," and then there'd be like 4 dudes. Oh, there's a girl in the party. What?
Girl?
Yeah, it really is like the seagulls in fucking cars or whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah.
And
One
Nemo.
One time I was playing the Friday the 13th game, and we're just in a lobby waiting, and there was me, a couple of the guys, and there was this one girl there, and she was British.
Nice.
Oh, God.
And so the guys are like, say something, and she's like, what? I'm like, just, I don't know, just say just call out all the Harry Potter books. So she's sitting there saying,
What?
and I'm like, really? You could get her to say anything you want, and you ask her to say the titles of the Harry Potter books?
They just need her to speak, so they're like,
Basically, yeah.
weird. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
God.
anyways,
Oh,
she
God.
used to be like, they'd be like, "Yo, what do you look like?" They're like, "You want it?" They're like, "Have you ever seen her?" She literally be like, "Have you ever seen Orgasmo?" And they'd be like, "No." She's like, "Look up T-Rex from Orgasmo." She's like, "That's pretty much what I look like." Then you would hear like, "Ah!" And then it's like,
Great. That's great.
"Ah, fucking A, bro." Back in the day. Anyways, sorry for
Continue
that
on.
sidebar.
Of all the female leads, only Jensen Daggett was one of the few actors who was actually a teenager and was 19 years old at the time of shooting.
Oh wow,
Wow.
nice. That's uncalled for the 80s. If you wanted to be 18, you clearly had to be 24.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Fucking A. What else we got, homie?
Original posters for the film featured Jason.
You're a little muffled there.
Yeah, didn't hear you.
The original posters for the film
There you go.
featured Jason ripping through an "I Love New York" poster. In the first poster, Jason is holding a bloody knife, which was cleaned in the second poster for fear the blood was too graphic. However, both posters were dropped following a complaint from the New York Tourism Committee.
Oh my God. Fuck off.
them.
And yes, Gene, Cannibal the Musical is awesome. Have you boys ever seen that?
Have not.
Dude, Trey Parker and Matt Stone's like fucking first. I think it's their first movie. I don't want to say that out loud if I'm wrong, but it's ridiculous. And it's a musical. It's like, it's not like super dirty for like where they went with Orgasmo and everything. It's a lot cleaner, but it's still like that just ridiculous, weird, like funny South Park humor. But fucking A. Anyways,
Okay, writer and director Rob Hedden wanted to portray Jason Voorhees as more of a supernatural spiritual entity rather than just a walking corpse. Rennie's visions were more than just her own hallucinations because her dog Toby saw one of them earlier on in the film.
that's right. Toby did see the fucking. I mean, but
I
dogs can
forgot that
see
the
like,
dogs-
dogs can see other shit and everything.
Yeah, that's true that they can.
I just took it as like that kind of shit. And the dog was smart enough to be like, "I'm out. Fuck
Yep,
this."
see you later. You're fucked in the head.
Yeah, he bounced. I like that he showed up right at the end though. Like he ditched all the shit and then he came back. He's like, "All right, cool." He's like, "I was just
Everything's cool?
He's like, "I was actually just fucking this bitch over in the alley." And I'm not even
Dog
being
style.
degrading because it's dogs.
Mr. Beefy.
Fucking A, bro. Who Scoob's got the deep yawn.
Tired.
It's all right.
Me
I can
too,
see.
buddy.
I can tell, buddy.
According to the DVD commentary from Crystal Lake Memories, Lee Coleman was the original actor playing Sean Robertson. A couple of weeks later, after filming had started, he was let go because, according to the producers, he came off as gay in the dailies and had no romantic chemistry with the female lead. So Scott Reeves was hired to replace him and reshoot all of the scenes that Lee had played.
Wow.
You know what, son? You're a bit too gay for this.
Boy, that's a hell of a
Not-
way to go.
Just not really selling it. Hey, that would suck if he really wasn't gay though. Like if he was, okay, like yeah, I am. You know what I mean? But if he's not, it's like, oh.
Lyle, the effeminate heterosexual.
Ah,
Did you ever see that? Did you ever see
What's
those?
that?
It's Lyle, the effeminate heterosexual.
No.
It's
What
old.
is that from?
It's old. It's old.
SNL,
SNL,
right?
yeah. It's Dana Carvey.
Yeah.
I'll have to look those up.
Oh
No.
god, it's so funny because like even his wife thinks he's gay and he gets him like a male stripper.
I feel like maybe I have seen that.
I've never seen it.
Like his wife and kids all think he's
Was
gay.
this around the same time as like Ambiguous Gay Duo?
Oh, this is way before.
Way before that? All right.
The ambiguous gay.
Yeah, that's gonna be stuck in your head now for a week. You're ambiguously close in an ambiguous way.
Of all the Friday the 13th films released by Paramount in the 80s, Amy Steele and Jensen Daggett, who play lead female roles, were two of the youngest at the time of filming. Amy was 20 years old during the shooting of Part 2, while Jensen was 19 filming Part 8, making her the youngest actress to play a lead female role of all the Friday the 13th films.
Wow. Every time you keep saying Jensen, I feel like you're gonna say Ackles.
Eccles.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
like
like,
I
I'm waiting for the
expect
name.
it, and you just throw me a curveball every time. What else we got, Chad? Anything else good or
Okay, let's see.
them tasty nugs?
So let's get into the So the original scripted ending featured Jason being completely melted by toxic waste and his soul finally being released. But the studio changed it so that if there was a chance of a sequel, they didn't write themselves into a corner.
They fucking wrote themselves into a corner anyways. How the fuck they're gonna like What was with the lightning?
At the end, yeah,
Yeah.
Just a supernatural thing.
Yeah, that was very interesting.
because
Yeah,
Child's Play did it, bro, and it was cool. So we
and then
Like, what did the
Jason
Statue
did
of
it, and
Liberty
it
do to
made no
you?
sense.
So we needed to do it again. I don't know, man. I just took it as like because he is this weird like force of nature that finally essentially got taken out. So I don't know.
Essentially.
How did he get back to Crystal Lake?
Didn't they explain that in Jason versus Leatherface, the comic series?
Actually, they did.
That was
Yes, they did.
That was different. It said
Oh, that's because Crystal Lake got flushed out, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Or-
that's how
yeah.
that showed how he ended up in Texas. Like he just walked back from Texas.
See, it would have made like somehow it would have made sense if like he got flushed from this down like there, like I guess. Not that they would still
Actually,
make
yeah,
sense,
would
but-
have.
I mean, it's
Well-
about the same thing, but it's just like I don't know, like to have that continuation. I'd be like, all right, cool.
Ambiguous way.
Okay, let's get into some of the deleted scenes.
Motherfucker.
So deleted scenes. Jim's death was much gorier. Jim was the second in command on the ship. Originally,
Okay.
Jason shoves the entire spear gun through his stomach, then rips it out, causing Jim's intestines to slide out along with a large amount of blood. Susie, the first girl, her death was disturbingly gruesome. Jason shoves the spear through her stomach and twists it nonstop. There were close-up shots of Susie's mouth gurgling blood and blood rapidly oozing from the spear wound. JJ's death was an alternate shot. In the original shot, we actually see Jason smashing JJ's head with the guitar.
What the fuck? Why do they always do this?
Tamara's death in the original print was completely different. Originally, Jason repeatedly stabs her with a mirror shard and a shower while she's completely nude. Blood rapidly oozes from her stab wounds, and Jason keeps stabbing nonstop. Later on, when Eva finds Tamara's corpse, the original shot was one featuring Tamara's fully nude body with dozens of shards of glass protruding from it.
Fuck yeah.
You can see that.
Bro.
You can see that in the deleted scenes. It's literally the same shot we see, but the one that's in the movie is zoomed in. You can see it shows her back, and there's like half a dozen shards of glass sticking out of it.
That sounds fucking gnarly as hell. What the
What?
shit? Ah.
I already mentioned the boxer's original death. The scene where the captain gets his neck sliced by Jason's Bowie knife was shot 5 different ways. The director's desire was a shot of a huge gash wound spurting blood, but the MPAA made him choose the least gory shot, which is what appears in the final cut of the movie.
Yeah, and the problem I have with that shot is the blood doesn't immediately come out, and it's like, that would have been out.
I need I need the cable thing from fucking Deadpool 2, man, so I can go back and retcon this shit.
Wayne's death originally featured him being electrocuted for a few seconds longer.
Bad.
The
That was
full-
long enough.
The full version of Miles' death scene actually saw him land on the spikes rather than just showing the aftermath as we see in the R-rated version.
I did like that one.
We got something better though in Jason X, so
Oh yeah, the corkscrew.
and finally,
yeah.
when Jason kills the first gangbanger, the uncut print featured Jason's hand and the needle going all the way through the gangbanger's body.
There you go.
As it should have.
So there you go.
It's just like a fucking punch. The needle was just there for fun.
But here's the weird thing. I know I said before these kills were underwhelming. To me, they still are, and they all got cut. Yet the ones in part 7 were not underwhelming. They just got cut.
Right.
I don't know, man. I feel like if these didn't get cut, though, these would be fucking awesome.
They would be definitely like right there. They would be right there with those. In
Like
terms
guitar
of,
kills sounds already cool and looked, like the idea of it's cool. Just need a little bit more. The girl in the beginning with the spear, like I feel like that's one of the better kills, anyways, just because of like the tenseness of the scene.
That for me, that took way too fucking long. It's like the slowest death ever.
I know, but that's why I liked it.
Yeah.
Because he like fucked, like dude, like anybody else, like he was just like, man, but that's like fucking with her at that point. You know what I mean? Like he's just doing it on purpose.
I like it, but
He
I
can
also
be
agree
fast.
with Scoobs on it. Like,
I mean, if we got the version that Chad Daddy mentioned, that would have been that much more crazy. But
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering though, when it showed them on the boat and when they resurrect Jason, was like Camp Crystal Lake still in use? Because it had
it
power.
looked like it. The fucking lights were on and
Yeah.
shit, dude. And
Yeah.
clearly, And this is where I'm wondering. That power line must have been ran pre-part 7 because his body was on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm like, I don't know about that.
But it looked way too new to have been there a while.
Right. Which also was questionable.
One more point about that. The anchor of the boat sets that off. Wouldn't it have fried the boat?
Well,
That's
why was the
metal
anchor
on it.
why was the anchor moving so much, but the boat was just like, I'm steady as rock.
Yeah, it was. And then the fucking anchor sets off that thing to electrocute him. I'm like, dude, that boat would have been fried.
Honestly,
I don't think the anchor could have done that because those things have a thick coating on them.
That
and it wasn't even the anchor. It was like the anchor pulling it against the rock. So like the rock fucking did it, which is even more bullshit. And on top of that, just like, what was the roundtable discussion of how to bring Jason back? They're like, yo, man, we did the electricity in part 6, so why don't we just do that again? Like, no, man, that's just lazy as fuck. I don't know.
If we had the original ending to part 7, we wouldn't have had to do that. Where he actually got up from the lake and got the guy in the fishing boat and was like, oh, he is still alive.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. I don't know, just bringing him back with electricity again is just like, I don't know. If I want to see a power line underwater scene, I want to watch Jaws 2.
Yes.
So, and everybody knows that. All right. Anything else, Chad Daddy?
That's it, buddy.
That's it? All righty. What do we got here, Brody? When the bitch gets ragged out on stage.
Oh, that is okay. I forgot. Shit. That's also a good kill.
He strangled her. I could care less.
Oh, on the dance scene?
I liked it because he literally just threw her down because Kane's like, I had to throw her down. Like, he looked at her and says, you can't fall, by the way.
That was like that was like when you know he morphs. Like, that's the instantaneously like, all right, he's really doing this shit at this point. But I don't know. I like that scene, just how it was shot. It was disorienting, for sure.
Yeah.
But it was kind of a meek kill because it was just it's like when you're playing the game and you don't mean to accidentally hit the choke, but you do, and you're like, God
damn it.
Yep. God damn it. I wanted to bend you over and fucking hit you with an axe. Like, just do the little fucking...
Or I want to use the door to smash your face in.
Yeah, it's not cool. Nope.
I wonder if Texas Chainsaw has environmental kills like you have in that one.
This week, baby. Can't fucking...
Yo, Friday, I'm going to buy it, baby.
Man, if you only had an Xbox and Game Pass, you could just have it.
I'm going to have to renew my fucking Game Pass so I can play it on my computer.
No, I'm going to buy that shit because I want to go get it and be like...
Sorry. All right, bromosexuals, what format did we watch this on?
Scream Factory.
Scream Factory.
So my kid fucked me, and he took the PlayStation out of the room. And I told him to put it back, and he didn't put it back. So I had to watch it today at work. Only problem with that is Amazon, for some reason, wasn't accepting my card, so I couldn't watch it on Prime Video. So I had to rent it on YouTube.
Oh,
really?
Man.
Oh, that's...
Yeah.
Damn kids.
But you watched it on your phone or your computer?
Mm-hmm.
Phone? Shitty.
Not that I needed to fucking watch it. I've seen.
None of us needed to watch it, but you still want to watch it. Yeah, I watched my digital version that I have, which is the HDX. So,
right on,
good to go. All right, douche of the film.
The uncle.
Is he?
I would give it to the blonde girl.
I'm gonna go her, dude. I'm gonna agree with Chad Daddy. She was.
Oh yeah, true.
What are you talking about?
No, I'm going with both.
She was a cunt. At the same time, she still did offer drugs, which usually doesn't happen. Like, Dare lies about that. Most people don't fucking, you know what I mean?
Uncle Charles can suck a fat one.
All right, so it's 2 for 2.
Split.
2 for Uncle Charles and 2 for
Blondie
McQueen. Yeah.
I also liked how, though, Uncle Charles was always like, yeah, you could have done this better. And it's like, yo, motherfucker, next time get over here and do it and shut your goddamn mouth.
Cunty McQueen.
All right. Favorite kill?
Oh.
The head punch.
Head punch.
Yeah,
rooftop boxing.
That is the most.
The rooftop boxing massacre.
That is the most memorable. You kind of have to get to that.
I actually am agreeing with Gene on this one. I'm going to go with Sonorak, dude.
That is my number 2.
That was always one that stuck out with me. And it always makes, I'm like, the burn, like, just, He's so hot. Oh, because that's not
Then
an
my
instant.
ulcers kick in.
That's not an instant death. You know what I mean? Like that's just All right, best scene.
Disco
Don't say
scene when
when
he
it
kills the
ended.
girl because of how it's shot.
Oh, I didn't even write anything down for best scene. Fuck.
Best scene.
It's funny because I don't even write down my answers. I just come up with them on the fly.
I usually don't either, but I did today because I was writing other shit down too.
For me, I got to go with best scene for me is when he walks through, kicks the fucking stereo.
Boombox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He turns around and
That's
shows him his
an
face like, yo,
iconic
it's cool. I've always loved that scene.
I like it, but goddamn, it is cheesy.
It's cheesy, but that's why I love it. Because it's so unorthodox for Jason to do that.
Yeah, honestly,
Even he didn't like the shitty music. Sorry.
I feel like I'm gonna add to that, and I just like Jason finally walking through Manhattan. I was like, all right, we're finally fucking here. Let's do this shit.
And when he stands
and
there,
then he don't do shit.
when he realizes he's in fucking Times
Square. I love it. He looks around. He's like, fuck
What
this.
the fuck?
Yeah, just
I'm gonna go with the scene where he fucking sees the giant hockey player on the billboard.
that was my number 2 right there.
I like that because
that's also equally cheesy.
not even
but
thinking
awesome.
about it when I did I did an appearance as part 3 Jason for Friday the 13th part 3 when they showed it at Alamo Draft House, and I kind of did the same thing looking at the fucking digital poster that they had there for part 3,
Nice.
not remembering that that's what it was.
All right. Bob, did you get best scene? You said dance
I said
hall, right?
the dance hall scene.
Okay.
You know, that kind of reminds me of a certain versus Jason watching a costume contest 2 years ago.
I was just in my own world, man. Everybody else was just NPCs to me at that point. I'm just fucking
There was just something so hilarious about that picture.
because I'm just like Homer or fucking Peter at that point. You know, there's just like cartoons playing in my fucking head while there's like supposed to be paying attention going on. Yeah.
He's just like,
Yeah, right. It's just black and white, like just like whistling Happy Dixie fucking
my
cartoons,
God.
dude. All right. Worst moment or scene.
Well, now.
Jason transforming back into the kid
Yeah, agreed.
That was pretty bad.
because it makes absolutely no
That
fucking
was
sense.
pretty stupid. Honestly, I almost kind of want to say any scenes with the kids though, because it just pissed me off that they couldn't pick a fucking variation of Child Jason.
Okay,
That's
I
what I'm
think-
gonna go with. Any kid scene with Child Jason.
I think part of the explanation for that is like when you see him and he's just normal.
Right.
That is the person telling it. That's like how they thought of Jason, like how they thought he would look like. Because
Okay.
as the story gets told over and over again, it probably got
Watered
lost.
down
He
and
was,
stuff.
yeah, it
sure.
probably got changed, and you know the whole thing of him being disfigured is probably forgotten at some point.
Bro, that would now, Chad Daddy, you with that idea could make $1 million fucking Friday the 13th idea, dude. Could you imagine just starting the image of just like people telling so you have people around the campfire, part 2 style, telling their versions of how they've heard Jason, but then you actually get to see it acted out. So you could almost see every different variation of all the Jasons doing their fucking thing. And they're like, well, I heard he's just a guy with a fucking sack in the goddamn woods on his fucking head.
That makes me think of that old Batman the Animated Series episode where it's all the villains sitting around telling stories of how they almost
Oh, yeah. 100%.
There's a Rick and Morty episode like that too.
100%.
That's exactly what I was thinking of when you
But
said
it'd be
that.
cool though, because like you could be like, nah, man, I heard he was this human dude with a fucking hockey mask, but he's just huge and hulking. It's like, no, man. I heard he's a
was just some
zombie
guy.
dude. Like, yeah.
Nah, I heard he was just some guy who heard about Jason and dressed up as
Right?
Jason.
I heard
That's
he's some
actually
fucking
really good
ambulance driver and like,
Yeah.
I heard that someone
That'd
ate
be
his
kinda
heart
fucking
and
cool.
became
I don't
Jason.
know.
I don't know.
That would be
I heard he got lost in space.
right.
Dude, I heard he faced some guy named Freddy with some finger shit.
13 kids. Wait. What's brother say? 13 kids telling
13 kids telling
stories.
13 stories.
Bro, I think that would be cool.
To get behind that.
Fuck
That
yeah.
would be fun.
And
Oh my
then-
god.
The first person telling
like-
stories like, no.
It's
He
like,
was a
are you
little
afraid of
kid.
the dark?
And it's like, no.
but it's all
It was
about-
his mother killing, and then that's not what I heard. Yeah, I like that.
But some
I
of
heard-
them would
I
have
heard
to
he
be,
went to
like,
Manhattan.
really some of them would be really scary, and like one of them would have to be kind of funny a little bit. You know what I
and
mean? Like,
animated.
yeah,
Funny
like
and
one-
animated.
because there's going to be some doofer in the group like myself who's just going to be over embellishing on it, and you know what I mean? It's going to be ridiculous or something.
Oh,
Gene, you don't know what Are You Afraid of the Dark is? It was
No,
a
no, no. I think he's,
Nickelodeon-
No,
I think he's
does.
just quoting
bearing
the.
it.
I think he's just.
Oh.
Yeah.
trust
But
me, he knows.
yes. But
But
absolutely yes.
I just thought of something to tell you guys. I did forget to tell you. So while the wife and kids were away, like every night I would go to sleep and I would just turn on the fucking Godzilla channel on Pluto to fall asleep watching
Awesome.
that. So the one night I ended up staying up really late and not getting much sleep because fucking Godzilla Final Wars was on, and it was just getting to the good parts where he's fighting like each individual monster. I'm like,
That's
shit,
where you're
I can't-
trying to sleep, but then you just keep one eye open. You're like,
Yeah.
like I had to turn it off because I was getting too interested.
5
in it.
minutes later, you somehow found a bag of chips. You're just like, fucking A, bro. All right. So did the opening scene hook us in? They just gave us a montage of New York. So
It showed us all the places people were going to die.
No, not really.
It didn't hook me in.
I'm going to say yes for me, but I also think it was partially due to the song too. So, cause like I was,
It is a good song.
yeah, man, like it just hooks me right in. I'm like, all right, I'm like getting into this.
But the song isn't as catchy without the opening narration too.
No, you definitely need that. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the opening works for me. So I'm going to say,
'Cause
yes.
I have the soundtrack.
Yeah. This
And
would be a
it's-
good
it-
soundtrack.
It has
for
the
sure.
song. It has the song, but it doesn't have the voiceover.
Okay. Were they trying to go with the part 7 kind of like intro vibe? Because I feel like he was kind of doing that same voice almost. Just that,
Yes
like,
and no, but it was really just a
No.
radio DJ talking. It was literally a radio DJ talking about New York City, though.
yeah, it's true.
It just happened. Yeah.
Wolfman Jack. No. All right. So what do we got? Most attractive character.
Rennie.
I'm gonna go with her. I've always thought she was
I
really.
loved
cute.
her hair. Her poofy hair.
I loved her eyes.
Yeah.
What was the
She had like these sad eyes, but they're like this really nice green too.
And you couldn't tell under that vest, but there were some nice boobies under there.
What was the girl that died in the dance hall?
The Asian
Yeah.
Kelly Hu. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
Kelly.
gonna go with her.
She's hot. She's hotter now.
Lady Deathstrike.
Fine.
Well, she was hot in fucking Scorpion King.
Wait a minute.
Like so,
Oh,
I'm going with her too. Yeah.
well, I
She's
just thought
fucking voicing characters in MK1.
Oh, nice.
I forget because yeah. I think she's Lee May.
really.
Don't quote me on it, but I'm feeling.
No, I'm
gonna
quoting
look
you.
that shit up.
Quoting you on it.
I'm gonna look it up now. Anyways, all right. So everybody got
I think-
most attractive character?
I think,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken, I think she's doing a character in the Johnny Cage animated movie too.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
That could be.
Maybe,
Because when I pulled up her bio, the preview for that was on there.
bro. I fucking need that to drop. I wonder if it already has.
I don't think.
I need it so bad. I'm gonna buy that and Snowblind at the same time, just because I've never bought Snowblind, so I can have a full fucking like 2 hours of those shits.
Snowblind is a very different movie than what I was expecting.
Bro, I'm assuming this Johnny Cage is gonna be way off the fucking
That is going to be. It's just going to be 90s cheese all throughout it.
yeah with Gilbert Gottfried. Fucking rest in his soul. Fucking A, bro. All right. Did the score set the mood?
It's not Manfredini, so it's not as good.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not really.
Like at least in part 7, we still got some of the original Friday
Yeah,
score.
dude. But the score in part 7 is like I love the score in part 7.
Yeah,
it's
so do
so
I.
much more like
Can't
meaner.
be.
It's better than
Yeah,
this one.
that
It
too.
just. Yeah, this one didn't feel very Friday the 13th ish.
Soundtrack though, I enjoyed for
The
sure.
songs, yeah.
Yeah, soundtrack
Yes.
was good.
But score, man. Okay, so best song.
The darker side of
Whatever
the
the
night.
openings. Yeah,
Opening?
Dark Side of the Night.
I don't know. I like that, but I like the guitar riff that JJ was playing too.
Okay,
That's,
the song that she was riffing to.
and that's also
Yeah.
on the soundtrack, by the way.
Nice.
Hmm.
Okay, favorite character.
Jason.
Yeah, I can't. Nobody else appeals to me other than Jason. So yeah, Jason.
I'm gonna give it to the fucking diner waitress.
Walking
That is
in
a
New York.
typical New Yorker right there.
I just
You
love
don't
that.
understand? There's a maniac trying to kill us. Welcome New York.
Welcome to New York. That always got me. That was in the previews and everything. I'm gonna give it to her. She was the only really likable one, I guess.
She was like one of the only townies that we actually got. Usually we get a few of them. You know what I mean?
That's also the director's sister, by the way.
I was disappointed we didn't get a, hey, I'm walking here.
That would have been nice.
Favorite characters. I'm going to go with the cheesy gang members in Times Square.
All right.
Look, dead meat slime bag.
Just because I feel like it's such a memorable part of the movie, dude. Just even as cheesy as it is. Oh
Gene
my
says
God,
Joe,
Mr.
hello
Gallo,
here.
what is going on?
Oh
man?
my God,
Hey,
Joe. Hi, Joe.
A little late to the party.
I was almost going to say Ken Kurtzinger, but like, when he took that mirror, just fucking. All right. Was it scary?
Not
No.
really.
No.
Does it hold up today?
I guess.
It's questionable.
You know what? Like, this is not one where I'm like, man, I am really hankering to watch part 8. But if I've been watching them as
I'm
we
gonna
have
watch it to
been, it's
continue on.
gonna be in the series. Like, it has to be. You know what I mean?
Or if you're like in the mood and you're like, I really want to watch a Jason movie, but I've watched the others a lot lately.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's true.
I don't know, man, because then that's where I'll start jumping around. And I'm like, I'll do like 2, and then maybe like the remake, and then I'll go to like 4. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Throw in X.
I'm still seriously considering skipping versus and throwing the remake on at the end of the year.
I understand why you'd want to do versus though, because like you said, you gotta get the Freddy ones out first before you do the crossover.
Yeah, I said we do all the Freddies.
It would make sense. Like,
Man,
I'm not saying
can
I
do
wouldn't
that.
want to do it, but I do understand the reason of obviously.
Yeah, I
holding it
agree
off.
with that too.
I'll email or I'll message fucking Monica on Instagram and see if she'll jump on with us.
Yeah.
All right.
Dude.
Oh, I already have.
See if she'll join us or just message her.
No, just
I just want you to hop on.
I sent her the pictures of me and Chad.
Did you really?
I did.
That's great.
Awesome.
Did
She's
she
like,
even
"Are you
see
still
them? Just anything?
She hearted my message.
Awesome.
Oh. That's
All right, boys.
good.
How was the acting in this film?
It was all right.
It wasn't bad.
See.
The girl that died at the beginning though was
She was-
shitty.
It
Yeah.
did what it needed to do. Yeah, but she was cute.
She was cute.
She was
was.
cute. She was.
The only reason I didn't pick her as hottest girl is because she reminds me of my first ex-wife's sister.
And
No.
oh, well, if she looks like that, I would say I'm not seeing the problem. But
The way that Steve just goes, no.
She must be a cunty McQueen.
either that or she tried to come on to Steve, and he was like, "No, miss."
Oh.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
I knew
those
exactly where that
accusations.
was going, dude. All right. Anyways, did you boys like the cinematography?
It was actually pretty decent. We
Yeah,
did get some really good shots.
That
Also the
headshot
most
was pretty
clean.
dope that Brody brought up when he got punched off. So that was pretty sweet. And
The
thank
shot-
you to whoever, I think it was Rich that mentioned, because I was thinking Killer Clowns as well.
Yeah,
The
I
shot,
always.
the shot where
Yes.
Jason sees the goalie and he turns around, that was framed particularly nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, mascot mask in the
Yes.
scene for sure.
The disco scene where he kills Kelly Hugh, I
That
like
looked
how
cool.
that was just played out. That was nice.
Even the coloring in when he first gets on with the first 2 kills, and you're just getting that coloring off the lake, dude. Like, I think he looked
Look at
badass.
Brody's comment.
All right,
Fucking
let me throw this
Brody.
up here because I'm just going to read it out to everybody so they can all see here. Plot twist: the lead in this film became a junkie from a heroin dose, had a daughter, and ended up being my Jesus. I shouldn't have.
Oh, god damn it.
All right, read ahead. You know he always read what's on the prompter. You can't fuck yourself, San Diego. All right. Did we like the premise? You know what? Yeah,
we did.
dude.
The premise was
It was
cool.
not
The
executed.
The
idea,
execution sucked dick,
100%.
and not in the good way.
100%, dude.
Fuck you, Paramount.
Sucked a raid out of a hose. Raid out of a hose. Was the climax satisfying?
No.
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 It was stupid.
No. Toxic
Toxic
waste.
Yeah.
Toxic
Melts
waste,
into
and then
kid
melts into little kid Jason somehow. Okay, cool. That's how you get all your years back, ladies.
Yeah, toxic waste. Take a dive.
Fucking A, man. All right, boys. We are on the R's. Recycle, rewind, remake, or reboot.
I'm still going to rewind it.
I'm going to
I'll
rewind
rewind
it.
it.
But, man, if there was some way you could actually give me the kills that Chad Daddy explained and actually so we could see them in completion.
So recut.
Yeah.
Recut would be fine. Ooh.
I mean, the deleted
That'd be
scenes that are
nice.
on the Blu-ray they're not horrible quality. It's not like
I know,
Part
but I want them
7.
No, they're not.
in there.
No.
I want them in. Just give me it all.
He wants it in there.
That's right.
I guess I'll rewind.
Not just the tip.
You know you're going to rewind it because if you start fucking watching the goddamn whole thing, you're going to end up watching it regardless.
I know. God damn it.
I know.
Like,
I'm going to do the same.
You know if you're starting it from the first one and you're going through marathoning, you're not skipping any of them.
Well, yeah, you're not gonna skip it, but
No. It's fair. It's fair.
you know, this may be one of the least favorite out of the entire series.
I can understand that.
You're
why,
wearing
dude.
the hat.
I don't like.
Yeah, but the
I don't
hat's
like
dope.
part one. I know. Yeah. Of course, it's a fucking Jason hat. I love the premise. It's just not the execution was just not.
Yeah.
It's there for me.
There's no
But-
Manhattan.
But it's also like I don't really like part one. Part two's kind of for me also. I'm sorry. I'm just saying I don't like part two that much.
Fuck off. Part 2 is the best.
Part 2 is a better number
It's
one.
one of the best. It's one of the best.
Part 2 is a better number one in my opinion.
I just don't like redneck Jason.
Oh, see, I do.
And you don't like the remake.
Yeah, but he wasn't really redneck. That dude
wasn't really
that was
redneck.
like that was Trapper.
That was like John. That was like
Jason in
Jason
part
meets
2.
Rambo.
Jason in fucking part two's like he belongs to the Hills Have Eyes family. Or Wrong Turn family.
Yeah, I can see the wrong turn.
Yeah. Okay, the wrong turn actually makes a lot more sense with that look.
All right, boys, let's fucking rate this
All right.
bitch. We're getting close to 2. So Brody started the bar high with a 4-point deuce. Bob, what do you got? Be honest with yourself, Bob. Be honest.
Yeah, I will be. 2.5.
Oh wow, you're way higher than I expected you to go.
Same.
I figured you're giving it a 1.5. Honestly, I
just
figured
the
it was
way
on
you
the
just-
1. I was ready.
The way you just go, Bob. I don't know why I just had to fucking laugh.
You're good.
I'm like,
Honestly, way higher than I expected you to give. The way you've been throwing. Scuba,
I'm gonna give it a 2.8.
2.8 for part 8. Yeah, Daddy. Be honest with yourself, Chad Daddy.
3.2.
3-point deuce.
ambiguously ambiguous.
And I'm actually going to agree with Scoobs because that's where I was. A 2.8 for part 8. So,
Still bothers me that we didn't know where the dog went poo poo and pee pee.
that's where he took
Or
off
the
at the
other
end
day.
in the third act because he's like,
He was
I've been
holding
holding it.
I've been holding it this whole time.
Motherfucker.
That's why he's been gone the whole time.
Poor Toby.
all right. So for 1989's Friday the 13th, part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. The Gormore score is 3.1.
All right, I was pretty close.
So yeah, not
Okay, not bad.
still might be the lowest so far though.
No, I think the first one was.
Was the first one still the lowest?
Let me look.
You're fine. It might be.
Let's see.
I didn't know how it could have been that or 3. I wasn't sure.
3 was a 3.5.
Okay. So this is 2.1. Are you playing ambient music? I'm like, I hear shit. What is going on?
Friday the 13th,
Ambiguous.
2.9.
Okay.
Oh, wow. The first one still takes the lowest. Okay.
But it's ambiguously ambiguous.
All right. So 3.1 once again for part 8. Chad Daddy.
Does this end our undead?
Yes. Yes, because next week we go to the Bobby pick. It is The Nest, which I think is about killer cockroaches, but I have no idea.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's killer cockroaches.
Ooh, we're going to get the heebie-jeebies. The Nest 1988. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's see where we can catch this bitch. Oh, shit. It's on our favorite fucking streaming site, Tubi.
Tubi.
It's also on
I think
Plex,
it's on-
whatever the fuck that is, and Roku.
I think it's on Shutter
Still have
too.
another
so.
free one.
Yeah.
Speaking of Tubi, did you guys see how Tubi has live TV now?
I did.
No.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, we saw it.
Tubi is just fucking.
How are they going to keep doing this for free? I don't.
I don't give a shit. I'm fine with it. Rich, fuck yeah, bud. Thanks for joining us, homie.
Absolutely.
Brody, you are not wrong.
Ugh.
All right, so The Nest, I have never seen that. So
I have never seen it,
neither have I.
and unfortunately, I won't be here to review it. We
Oh,
are meeting Harper's kindergarten teacher that night.
oh, nice.
Oh,
All righty. All right. Sweet. Well, we'll have to maybe we can get Brody on and see what Brody's doing.
And I'll still
Average film,
I'll
but
try
has
and
practical
try and
effects.
send you a score and everything. So
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be awesome, dude. All right, so check out The Nest on Tubi. Join us next week. I don't know about you boys. I got nothing nerdy.
I got. Oh, the only thing I have is that there is a Ninja Turtles game coming in called
The Last
what is it?
Ronin one?
Last Ronin. Yes.
Yeah, I saw that.
That is going to be an awesome game. The story hopefully is from the comic. You know, I hope they just rip it straight out. That's going to be fucking epic.
It's supposed to be a mature rated game too, isn't it?
It's going to be sad. It's going to be sad watching Mikey go through all that shit.
Fucking right, bro. On the good news, also for all you horror fans, we've already mentioned it, but stay tuned at the end of this week, man. Get on your consoles, your systems, or your PCs. Get a little Texas action, little Texas Chainsaw Massacre will be dropping out. 3v4, I believe. 4 survivors,
Yes,
3
yes.
killers. We got some new family members that we've never seen before that they've just introduced for this game.
yeah, I might wait a couple weeks to get it. Let me get a little bit of money saved up.
I'm going Friday.
I know there's a new sister and a new brother, but I'm excited. I think it's gonna be fun. Honestly, like, I'm interested to see like how like Chop Top fights in it. It's like Leatherface, you know how he's gonna fight. You know what I mean? He's gonna be the problem.
He's going to run at you with a fucking hanger.
Right? Like, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to get the fucking hanger and attack motherfuckers. Get your little switchblade as the fucking hitchhiker. But alrighty, boys. Well, I think that's it. Bob, you want to start us off?
I don't have too much, but yeah. So since there's not, this is your Killing Machine, Bobby Amone, saying we'll see you next week for The Nest.
Yeah.
As always, I'm your host with the Ghost Prince of the Paranormal, the Duke of the Dead, the Ghost Daddy himself, Lord Scuba Cabra, saying, see you next week, baby.
This is your Dark Lord of Knowledge, your Chad Daddy, way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, saying, I'll see you motherfuckers in 2 weeks, bitches.
Yeah. And I am your not so mean Fluff Master Supreme, Big Johnny D, saying thank you once again, Gorehounds, for joining us for this episode. We love having you guys always in the comments.
Share.
Thank you for sharing. Share again if you can.
Please.
Audio will be out in a couple days. And yeah, watch The Nest. Join us next week. And remember to stay fresh, cheese bags.
Jason's penis.
Jason Dick.